Patriots Original Podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Gonzo posted something, I guess, that
Yes.
kind of indicates
like-
that
What?
he thinks he might be
Oh,
back.
I didn't know. What?
So,
What is it?
yeah, he posted.
Not concussed.
He posted on his alt account.
Oh,
So a lot
he's
of.
got an alt
I'm
account?
gonna explain it. Don't worry.
all right. Emo Gonzalez
You're
just plays sad songs and
trying
puts
to
on
explain
eyeliner.
it and keep you done.
That
You
was good, Mike. I
I'm
like
done.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying they were badly affected by those personnel losses.
Sure, but they still won the games.
Sure, but not.
And you don't even care about the run, Paul.
The win on Sunday prevented the discussion that he can't or has never won a playoff game. However, next up will be he has never won an away playoff game.
I hope he never has to play
They
a
got
road
an argument
playoff
with
game.
himself.
I just want to know what the voices are in these people's heads. So I think they've been tested.
Perillo, Texans have edge because they're tested.
I think he was in digs, and then I saw him, with Taylor and Alex Barth, and just comparing some
the ball Noah
some
crew.
film grind notes, maybe.
Yeah, the BKs.
Somebody did exceptionally well.
Okay, we'll
Losing
find
to
out
me.
who.
Freddie Fields.
Oh,
wow.
damn it.
Well,
I thought you meant me
playoffs.
for a second.
Yeah. No, we don't have to worry about that.
No, come on.
All right.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium. Divisional playoff
It's
round
coming, Freddie.
week.
It's coming.
Houston Texans
Fraudulent.
is coming. And you know what else might be coming?
Snow?
Snow.
Yeah.
I have not heard
I
that.
just heard this is a late breaking development that there might be a pattern headed our way.
It's good. They don't have snow in
I don't
Houston.
know. They're
right?
doing
Yeah,
they're doing the European models versus the
those
Oh,
European
the
models,
Brazilian
that's all it
models.
is.
Anyway, it's Evan, it's Paul, it's me, it's Deuce, it's Alex and Matt in the booth. And we are here talking Patriots. So what do we know about this weather thing? Because this is the latest thing I've heard
The latest
pertaining to the
light snow, just
I've
atmosphere
heard,
snow.
I've heard that
game
there's a
effect.
fork in the road with this weather,
Yeah.
where if it goes one way, it's going to miss us, but if it goes the other way, it's going to hit us.
And how hard?
It sounds like it's not going to be like a blizzard or anything, but that
Accumulation?
there could be, like a wintry mix.
Mood snow.
I don't care about
Mood
that.
snow.
I
I
don't care
mean,
about
that's still conditions. Like we're still dealing with weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
well,
yeah.
The weather report in New England, if it's more than a full 24 hours in advance,
do it.
it's just pointless.
they can't do
Yeah,
it.
I'm not gonna say that I'm too worried about all this yet, but that is that I was reading about it a little bit this morning, and I guess it's like an either or situation. Like either it's gonna hit or it's gonna be pushed into the ocean and not.
Sometimes I get Alex's point, but sometimes when they say, it's coming, it is coming. When there's really definite 3-4 days.
Yeah, I think
of
Alex's point is they don't know this far in advance when.
Yeah.
Like they know there's a storm coming, but precisely when it hits.
Yeah.
Which can make a big difference
Yep.
depending on the time of game and when
This
it
is
happens,
more,
blah, blah, blah.
does it go out over the water and miss us versus does it hit us, I think, not what time of the day it's going to come.
Okay. All right. So that's something to keep your eye on, as well as the injury report. We got our first participation report yesterday, and as we said, Gonzo was on the field in a red non-contact jersey.
Yeah.
And Nico Collins was not on the field, according to the Texans report.
Yeah.
So that's what we thought might happen, but now we have it in writing.
Yep. Yeah, based on what we saw a little bit of practice yesterday, I would say there's a really good chance that the Patriots are going to have all hands on deck on Sunday. I mean, like, Morgan Moses is not practiced on Wednesdays for like 2 months. He gets kind of like a veteran day every Wednesday. So I would be inclined to say that it's trending in that direction, that they're probably going to have everybody on the active roster. So obviously still no Matt Collins, but everybody else is going to play that is on the roster right now. It seems like.
A lot of knees. Morgan Moses, Thayer Munford both did not participate with knees, but I think Thayer Munford played. He probably played.
Yeah, he played through the knee
Yeah.
last week, and Moses, like I said, you could just put rest on it at this
I
point.
wanted to see
but-
rest, but
Yeah, I mean that
Hunter
is
Henry
what it-
probably
it's what it
rests.
is. Yeah.
Anthony Jennings probably maybe rest. I don't know. He's another one that
Those
I don't know
with
if he's a
knees?
rest guy. Knee.
Hunter Henry
knee,
and
Jennings knee, Harold Landry knee.
Jennings and
I'm a
Henry.
little worried the guy with the hamstrings now might be worried about knees.
Yeah.
Henry's had a knee thing going on for a while now, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then both of those guys did the. It's interesting how they do it. Like they skip the individual periods of practice at the beginning, and then they only come out for team at the end instead of you would usually think it'd be the other way around if they were trying to, give them some rest. They wouldn't participate in 11 on 11s, but it seems like they sometimes flip it. So you get out there, they're not out there, and then they're actually limited on the practice report because they did actually end up out there by the end of practice.
Was Booty still on it with the hamstring?
No.
Oh, he's off.
Booty's off.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. And Terrell
that's
Jennings
real
popped
nice.
up at practice too. I was going to say, though, remember in training camp when that first happened and we were like, this guy's absent? It might have been Morgan Moses.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through practice, he just walked out and hopped right into drills. It was kind of jarring.
I do
Hadn't really
remember
seen
that,
that
Mike.
before. Happened a couple guys.
Yeah, that's how that was the case with both Jennings and Henry yesterday. So it's weird.
Yeah.
It's different than Bill for
I
sure.
think it's more like beneficial in a preparation from a preparation standpoint because they're doing the team drills.
Yeah. I think that it's a load management situation, and they must count those reps at the beginning of practice, even though they're against air, as some sort of.
Yeah, ultimately the most important thing is getting into the offense or defense and knowing what the game plan is, what the calls are going to be, and getting that going rather than we really need you to work on a fumble drill right now. Like
Right.
at this point in the season, the team stuff's the valuable stuff. But even in the summer, that's what they were doing to a good extent. I think Ramondre might have one day too got that treatment, so it's a variable thing.
So that's that. The other piece of news that happened pretty much overnight is that it looks like John Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach of the New York Giants.
Yeah, not surprising. I
Cool.
thought he'd land pretty quick, but we did talk
I'm a
yesterday.
little
If you would wait to
surprised.
see,
He didn't take a little longer.
Yeah.
I think he must be pretty confident that Green Bay is not going to open up, that Buffalo's not going to open up, and these are the openings. So now he knew.
Yeah.
Stability, as Evan said, we were talking before. Like, I mean, just franchises searching for stability and something they can, get off of the roller coaster of up and down. And it seems like the Giants have some good pieces, though. I mean, I think, but I think that's a pretty good job to take. I mean,
All depends
notwithstanding
on the
having to do
quarterback.
with New York, but at least at the time being, you are going to go into this season thinking maybe Jackson Dart is the guy, and you have an elite weapon, hopefully, in Malik Neighbors that's going to come back. And
See, the dynamic that I'm most interested in is the Jets versus Giants in that market, because the Jets have always been, the little brother to the Giants, and here we go again.
right.
The Giants now get the marquee head coach, and we're still kind of fledgling with this guy that we're not even sure about. The Jets just can't win. They can't win.
They're cursed.
No, and then what the quarterback?
Yeah, and I do find this interesting. Dante Moore decided to stay in school, which I think is probably a good move for him because he's one of those guys that I think he's very good, but he hasn't played a lot. I think this is the only year he's been the starter. So a lot of people are now in what's very un-Jets-like to me, and I'm curious what Mike and Evan, as the our resident draft gurus, think. A lot of people are trying to spin this now that maybe this is a blessing in disguise for the Jets because now they won't kind of be forced into, quote unquote, forced into taking more with the second pick. They have all this draft capital. Maybe they can get to work on the roster with some picks. They'll have flexibility moving forward next year because they still have some of those picks and some of those trades they made from Indy and Dallas next year too. They'll have the capital to move up if there's a quarterback they want, but they can sort of just focus on getting the best players as opposed to shoehorning in the quarterback. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah,
I wasn't convinced that Dante Moore is going to go number 2 overall. I think he's really raw. I think he's got a long way to go. Now, maybe the allure of quarterback talent just pushed him up the board, but especially after how he looked in the playoff against Indiana, I was like, this guy's got to go back to school.
So I agree, and this is the only year. But the one thing I would say about that is, if you don't take him, that hangs over you.
Yeah.
Like, what if Dante Moore ends up being good and you passed up on him? You end up like Miami and you took Tua instead of Herbert.
Yeah.
You know, and that's been hanging over them since.
Yeah, they
even though
just-
Herbert just had a horrific playoff game.
Yeah, they just need so much. It's I think I just saw a mock draft. I think it might have been Brugler, where they went with Reese from Ohio State, the linebacker edge guy. But that's like with the Jets, he only has so many pieces right now. So
Yeah.
but I
I
like
just thought
how
it
you
was
said that,
interesting
though,
the way
Paul.
they were
It's kinda
talking about it.
save
That
him
wasn't
from
my theory.
himself.
I was just looking at some of the Jet stuff coming out.
I get what they're saying though. It's just you're slotted into that spot and you need a quarterback and you're in the range of when you got to get the quarterback and there's a lot of pressure to make that move, even if you don't love the player with every fiber of your being. Patriots were so lucky to
Evan's
find
right.
a player
He's
at
not
3.
ready.
I think it would take a lot of convincing if I was the Jets to draft another quarterback in the top 5 that wasn't a Fernando Mendoza, Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck type of prospect. And I don't even know if Mendoza's in that category, but it has to be something like Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold. Like, how many more times are you going to do that? Where you draft like the second quarterback off the board or the third quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be surprised if the Jets look elsewhere at quarterback and try to go with a veteran, try to do the Baker Mayfield thing or whatever, and try to do it that way, because they've tried the draft thing for my entire life, it feels.
We're going on 15 plus years.
And they can't get it right. So I know it's different.
That's a team
people,
that's
but
mad at the Patriots.
Yeah.
You know how everybody hates them?
Yeah.
The Jets hate the Patriots
Oh,
because
yeah.
they just can't do it, and the Patriots took them 5 years to do it.
The
you know?
feeling is mutual.
No, I'm just saying like that whole
I know.
mentality.
It's a terrible first round, by the way.
Yeah. In other
draft
news,
stinks.
a little controversy.
Controversy.
Robert Spillane is some people don't believe him when he says that
Yes.
he was approached and told by players on the Chargers that we confused them defensively.
Yeah, that coming
Was it
from
Greg Cosell?
the great Greg Cosell, who's a ball knower for sure, definitely one of the OG ball knowers as well in the media. But yeah, he called it BS that Robert Spillane claimed that the Chargers players were confused by what the Patriots were doing defensively.
So again,
called him a liar.
yeah,
Should be offended.
okay, but
He called him a liar. How else were you?
Well,
I love when Evan gets that tone of
the
voice.
thing is that I don't know.
Go get 'em.
The thing is I don't know is what is he calling BS?
that he thought that
They
the
weren't
Patriots didn't do
confused.
anything creative
right, but
or
that doesn't mean
exotic.
a player didn't tell
that was my point.
Spillane that.
Yeah, I agree, Fred.
If
that's that's a semantics argument.
no, it isn't.
Oh no, I
it
think
isn't.
it's
That's
wrong
not
on
semantics.
either way. Cosell's wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not semantics because if a player didn't in fact tell Spillane that, then Spillane is lying. But if a player told him that, but Cosell doesn't agree that they did anything confusing, okay, that's fine.
I agree with
then
Fred.
He's calling BS. Those players shouldn't have been confused because the
That was not how it was presented. But I hear what you're saying. But that's not.
So
how-
he's
So
telling,
you think Cosell's point was they shouldn't have been confused by this stuff? It wasn't anything overly exotic.
I think his point was that he doesn't believe that actually happened. That he didn't see it that way.
but
that he didn't
again,
think the Chargers
that's
were
fine, but
confused.
does he
Yeah.
believe that somebody told Spillane that?
I don't know. You have to ask
That's
Greg
the
Cosell.
thing.
I could I
That's
don't
the
know.
basis of the whole thing.
Right.
Because you said that he called Spillane a liar.
Right.
Right?
He's
Yeah,
not
I
lying.
think he
That to
did.
me, I'm with Fred.
yeah.
That's okay. You can be with Fred.
don't think
I
he's
think he
lying.
called him a liar.
No,
Like, you can't. How
Yeah, but
else
what
you,
is he lying about?
right. What is he lying
It
about?
would. The only thing he could lie
Either
about
way,
is these people
no
told
matter
me
which way you
verbatim.
There's a big difference, Evan. If somebody
We
told,
don't need to argue about the semantics.
no,
of
no,
it.
no,
We
no,
really don't.
because we're trying to decide whether or not we want to
We're
crucify.
trying to protect the
Greg Cosell.
integrity
No,
of
you can
Robert
crucify him.
Am I
Spillane.
going to send Patriots fans?
I'm not trying to decide. I already
pitchforks
made up
and
my
torches
mind.
To Greg Cosell's house.
I don't think we have to go
I
that
have to make
far.
that call, Evan, and that's a big call.
I don't think we have to go that far.
I'm in my war room and I'm deciding whether or not I'm calling out the forces here.
Where is he sending the drones?
It's only the divisional round. I don't want to waste it. We might need that next week.
So, did someone say that to Spillane? That's the key. Yes or no?
I mean,
No
I'm
player
gonna,
has come out and said on the Chargers that's not true.
Right.
We didn't do
I'm
that.
gonna take Robert Spillane as a man of his word. I am not going to assume that he would stand up at the podium at a press conference and lie.
I tend
Also,
to agree with that. So,
Spillane is such a football guy. He really doesn't give you a ton. It's just a lot of
I-
I love football
not
coach
to,
speak.
like-
For him
Yeah.
to stray off of that says something. To me.
Right.
We talked to him yesterday in the locker room, and I was like, I was kind of surprised
Yeah.
you said that because you're not usually the guy that,
No, listen,
gives
I
a
He was
juicy
like
quote.
beaming.
I-
That's
Yeah.
as joyful as I've ever seen him after that game.
Yeah, I tend to think that what Cassell thinks is BS is that the Patriots did anything that exotic to confuse them.
Well, I would also say that then now I would also call him a liar.
Okay, well, you're using the word liar in the wrong way. That's
Well, I would say Greg Cosell is now
if-
lying.
no, that's his opinion.
Well, he's wrong.
Okay, but that doesn't make him a liar.
Well, it does because the film is the film. Like there's
There's no way to interpret film differently.
not really. Like
Okay.
if you know what you're watching,
Okay.
no.
We just need to be careful about when we call people liars. I find that's strong accusation.
Okay, well, I'm obviously I'm not trying to kill the guy. Like
Well,
I'm not that
well,
serious
you
about
kind
it.
of are when you call someone a liar.
Well,
I
he
just
called
want-
Robert Spillane a liar, so I'm going to call him a liar.
He did not call. Okay, I don't think he's I don't think he's calling Spillane a liar. I think what he's saying is that he doesn't agree with what someone told Spillane.
Okay, well, I would just ask him. We can pull up the tape, roll the tape. Like there's third down plays out there where they look like they're going to be in man pre-snap. They fall into zone post-snap, and Justin Herbert's looking around like he has no idea where to go with the ball.
That's
So
I love that. That's great.
when Robert Spillane himself, it's 4th and goal on the goal line, and he comes up through the line of scrimmage unblocked. They confused them. They broke down their protections. Like
Right.
I don't know how else you could really.
and you believe Casella is 100% wrong, and I'm with you there. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah, but let's not call people liars.
I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
obviously
okay.
being
All right,
facetious
okay,
about the
okay.
liar
No,
thing.
because that would be a big thing.
Would it?
If a player's going out and saying things that's making stuff up out of whole cloth, that would be,
Sure.
and like Alex
That's why
said,
I'm defending
I would
Robert Spillane,
imagine
'cause I
that
don't
if
think he did that.
I would imagine if he had made that up, there would be a Charger or two who would say, "I don't know what he's talking about."
It's a
Unless they
football
really
lie.
hate their coaches and
Yeah,
want to
it's
just
not
let
that.
it
You
happen.
know.
Right.
Well,
Well, listen,
Greg Roman is out.
we got to be careful. We got to be careful. Yeah.
Semantics.
Yeah.
It's important, Evan.
Yeah, and to what Tony says,
Such a
two people, a
semantic-
player and an ex-player on either Get Up or NFL Live, I don't remember what, both said they couldn't tell what the defense the Patriots were in.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky did.
So that should
did
be
say
sent to
that.
Cassell.
Well, apparently he knows
He would-
football
He
at a
should suit
higher
up.
level than all the
should
rest
suit
of
I
up.
us.
think that his response to that would be, is Orlovsky's lying. That's what I think he would say.
Lying.
I think, according to Cosell, it
Don't
wasn't
say
anything
liar.
that
Right,
should have been
we're
expected to
sensitive
be
about
so
that word.
confusing.
Yeah.
I think that's Cosell's point.
Yeah. Okay. But
I mean,
he
I
should-
don't know. I have no
Yeah.
dog in this fight. Cosell.
But what he should
Orlovsky,
say
I don't
is
care.
Orlovsky doesn't know what he's talking about. That would be more accurate.
He it was just the way that it was presented is obviously very key in this business because we sometimes present things to be hot takey
Right.
and more clickbaity than they actually are. But he said, he saw the Spillane quote. I happened to see the Spillane quote before I watched the tape. I thought that's BS. I think that's a lot of garbage.
Not the quote, but the fact that they were confused. That's my interpretation.
Either way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit either way.
All right.
It's
All
a
right.
little ball knowy.
Well,
Yes, me.
ball knower. Listen, Paul. When the ball knowers go at each other,
It's the best.
step back and let them go.
It really is. You throw away
Because-
the records, too,
Yeah.
because you never know who's going to come out
you're,
on top
You're
on
not
those.
breaking up that fight.
That's the best. I saw
What a reality show that would be.
yesterday. I saw Kurt Warner and JT O'Sullivan going back and forth at each other.
Oh,
JT
boy. Oh, boy.
runs the QB School page, which is really, really good breakdowns on quarterbacks, and they were talking about throwing slants against quarters. And Kurt Warner was claiming that he loved his slants against quarters. And JT was saying, how do you throw slants against quarters? That's a dumb thing to do. And they were going back and forth. And then they started talking about nickels and mics and like all this different stuff. And they were really getting into it. It was great.
I love that. That's
It was
great.
awesome.
That's great.
But doesn't
Yeah.
that say a lot that two guys who both play quarterback in the league and have played in different systems and study it a lot, that even they can
Yes.
disagree
One of
on
them
some
did
of this
anyway.
stuff? Yeah.
Well, JT did a little.
But,
Yeah.
but still, the
I'm not
general,
saying that means that he doesn't know anything
Yeah.
about football,
Yeah.
because I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you didn't play, you don't know. Like, just because JT O'Sullivan wasn't as good at quarterback as Kurt Warner doesn't mean he's wrong in that argument.
Yeah. And I mean, Kurt Warner now is in the analyst space, and I think GT O'Sullivan is coaching it as well. I don't know. I think at the high school level, but still, it's just.
Warner had more than his share of interceptions, didn't he?
Yeah,
Mike
still a
Vrabel
Hall
helped
of
get
Famer.
him.
No, I know. But
Yeah.
Ty Law.
maybe every time he did it was a slant on a corner.
And you thought it was a screen.
You just cut to Ty. I love throwing slants against quarters, and then just Ty Law running into the Super Bowl 36.
As a tiebreaker in this situation, Peyton Manning has said before that he didn't like his slants and his seams against quarters. And so when I saw Kurt Warner
thing, right?
saying that he likes to throw slants against quarters, I was surprised. I was like, really?
All right, good stuff.
That's why
Good.
you got
Ball
Isaac
knower
Bruce
on
killed,
ball knower
huh?
crime. Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Put these guys in a Starbucks and just let them duke it out.
That's
Nice.
right.
Good reference to the Starbucks right around this time last year.
All right.
Coming up at the
Good.
No free
combine,
ads,
right?
though.
I know. I'm gonna see
We're Duncan
Cosell
Pod.
at the combine now, and he's gonna be like, "You." Be like,
This is the guy who called me a liar.
well,
You have Ben Volen backing you up.
can I get somebody like a little better than that? Like,
Who would you want?
No, bring,
Kyle's?
bring Taylor. He's big. dude.
Taylor, big
Taylor
boy.
is a big
Yeah.
dude.
I
Taylor's
wasn't
a
gonna
big
go
dude.
there, but
He's too nice.
Who else
Yeah.
would you pick?
He's
He
too
is
nice.
very nice, but
Is he too nice to fight?
no,
but
he's
maybe
not.
the
He is a really nice
intimidation
kid.
factor.
no, he's
But
not
he's-
too
Don't
nice.
make
He's
sure he
tall
doesn't
and he's
talk.
put together.
He's not
bad
too nice
shoulders,
at
so-
all.
Oh, really?
He
Who do you
has
want
a-
is current.
no, Curran's old.
Fred.
No,
No.
Don't give me Taylor.
No,
The
no.
fight wouldn't be over until Curran says it's over.
right.
Curran's your guy.
Would you want
Oh,
to
yeah.
back you up in a fight? How
Curran's
did
your
we get
guy.
here?
A week later, he'd still be fighting. Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have a lot of options.
No.
No.
We are not a
Not a
very
scrappy
intimidating.
bunch.
Douche, you might be in the mix.
I mean, it's me.
Although you're
because
too
I'm
nice
tall.
too.
Yeah, he's
Is it- is it-
PP2
is
over
it
I'll
there.
throw
not
myself in
Daniel
the ring. I
Black
can
belt?
scrap.
I haven't been in a fight since like the third grade.
No?
We did have some media on media
Yeah,
wars
we'll probably
yesterday.
keep that one off, but
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Yeah, we'll
That's
talk
not
about
who
that
I would
off air.
pick.
Evan will fill you in. He was telling
Yeah.
us
In the
yesterday.
locker room?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I don't want to talk about it. It's not. We shouldn't talk about it. But yeah,
Oh, boy.
it was funny.
It's good though.
Boy, I tell you, things are heating up, not just on the field.
Yeah, it's like we've
Yeah.
never been here before.
Playoffs.
We-
Act like
how,
you've been
how
here.
many times we've gone to this level?
The pot is boiling over.
none times
I
for
mean,
me, Paul.
honestly, not a lot of
Not
people
once.
on the beat have it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
We'll show them how to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Act like you've been there before.
My God.
Correct.
Yeah. You're just
It's like
reporting
old friend Brian Morey sent sent Fred
Oh,
and I a little update
You were so
today.
cold, Paul.
Oh. Recently.
So yeah, today.
Oh, yeah.
One of I guess friend of his has a son who's big draft Nick.
Oh.
And he's got this database or something he's putting together, a website or whatever. And I kept. I didn't get rid of it. I just I didn't really
I
look
haven't
at it
looked
now.
at it yet.
I just responded and said,
Well, look, wait.
we're on the way to a Super Bowl run. We don't have time for this right now.
but before-
send it to the Jets.
The full story is he sent it to Paul and I, and he said, "Hey, could you take a look at it and give me back your
Notes,
your
yeah.
So I did try to look
constructive
at it.
feedback.
It looks
Yeah.
like it's a little involved.
Yeah." So Paul's like, "We're in the middle of getting ready for we don't have time for this," and that was it.
And then I said,
It wasn't even like a happy face after it or anything.
my
LOL.
Not even an LOL.
he knew I
Thanks
was
for thinking
joking.
of me.
I
I'll
actually-
get to this as soon as I get a minute.
To send
No.
it to the Jets. They might
Time for
need
this
it.
shit.
But you can see Brian reading that. Like,
He responded to me.
no, did he? He didn't
Yes.
respond. He didn't do reply all.
No, I replied all just because I thought you would get a chuckle
Yeah.
out of it.
Okay. I thought.
But he and I went back and forth.
Oh,
a few
okay.
times.
Well, what is the database? I'm intrigued by this. Can
I'll
me and Evan
send
check it out?
I'll send
Check
you.
it
I'll
out?
send the draft Nick.
I do
the,
database.
Evan just piped up.
I like
What
databases. We like databases.
What
We
database
do
is this? I
databases.
wasn't paying attention. I'm not gonna.
The draft thing. He said he's got a database for a
I
draft
don't know
thing.
why. You were very complimentary of me earlier in the week, but that was a little disrespectful. I wasn't really listening
As
to
soon
what
as
you were
I
saying.
heard
Paul.
I'll
about
give him
somebody
a
I don't
plug.
know, I was.
I'll give him a plug.
Go ahead.
Because
Go
there's
ahead.
we don't have a sponsor here. It's called upnextdraft.com. Upnextdraft.com.
Kid's gonna see a random
Tomorrow
spike in
draft.
page
I know,
views
right?
and be like, "What's
Yeah,
going
we'll
on?"
crash the
My web-
server because it
My
can only
WordPress.
handle 10 people.
His server just crashed.
Everyone, go now. Do it.
In all seriousness, though, there's a lot of scuttlebutt about how bad this draft is in the first round of this draft in particular. And if the Patriots are picking they're already going to be picking in the 20s
32nd.
anyways. So something, a little food for
30
thought.
seconds.
Well,
20s.
I mean, I
don't
like
know why
it in that
he's got
regard.
to be such a pessimist. We're picking in the 20s now.
But this is what we talk about with like Kansas City and stuff. When you're in those late 20s, you kind of sit and wait, and maybe a position that you like falls through the cracks because other people start to scramble. So maybe it works out this year that that's a good spot to be, that you're going to get some value down there.
Patriots did fine for 20 years picking low. And say, yeah, we had a quarterback. We have one now, too. So don't worry about it.
That's true.
Logan
It's a
Mankins.
good
Solid
eyebrow
point.
raise.
Maybe you've
I
heard
saw
of
that.
Logan Mankins, maybe?
Yeah, we
Heard
Might
of
have
him?
heard of him.
might have heard of Cole Strange too.
Oh.
You know.
I'm having flashbacks of the
I
Commanders
don't know-
fight.
I don't know what to
the
do.
epic Commanders
I don't know what to
Just because you
argument.
pick low doesn't mean you had to pick poorly.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, for every Logan Mankins, there's the other
know.
side.
We're arguing about the draft and we have a divisional game to play in.
Oh, boy. All right. So what else do we got? We got our halftime interview is
Yeah, it was great.
Craig
We talked to
Woodson.
Craig Woodson
Craig
yesterday,
Woodson,
and
yeah.
Evan and I were excited for that one. Nobody's really talked to Craig Woodson a lot this year, and he was great. We had a good conversation.
Very personable.
Yep, very personable. Evan asked him a little bit about Fernando Mendoza. He
Yep.
played with him at Cal for a bit, and just asked him about how he rose to the level that he did, kind of unexpected, and was playing with Jalen Hawkins, who he had some time at Cal with. So yeah, I'll be coming up at halftime. And we also heard from Drake yesterday, which I liked everything Drake had to say yesterday. I was telling Paul I really enjoyed that he acknowledged that Al Shire and To'o might try to take your head off if you're not careful with those two guys. But everybody continues to just heap praise on this Texans defense. So I hope they're letting it go to their
they
head.
deserve the praise. I mean, it's not false praise.
They hate the snow though, from what I've heard. So
Oh,
Will
who said?
Anderson, just
Really?
he hates the snow.
Okay.
Never plays good in it.
Well, let's hope it's slippery because
Right.
then the offense has
Yeah,
an
that
advantage.
0.8 whatever get off that he's got will be
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
0.9.
He gets off quick.
And is he on Campbell's side or the other side?
Other side normally, but they do flip sometimes.
Do they?
So-
Because Campbell doesn't give an S what anyone
He
says.
doesn't.
Uh,
No?
they
And then he goes on a 5
it's like a
from about
it's a
Hiding behind a Twitter
75-25. It's a 75-25 split for those two guys in terms of which side they rush on. So Anderson's usually over the right and Hunter's usually over the left, but on occasion they will flip them. They don't just keep them over on one side, but they don't line them up inside.
Did
too
they ever
often.
overload?
Well, they run a lot of overload fronts, but not with them on the same side.
I would try that. Why not?
With them on the same side.
Sure.
Well, it's actually they do it so that one of them has to get singled, because if you're going to slide the line towards one of those guys, if you overload one side, you're going to usually slide the line that way, and that leaves them one-on-one on the other side. So they do it. They kind of use them in that
Okay.
way more
Okay.
than they would put them on the same side.
All right. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast@patriots.com is the email address. Anything else before we open it up to our listeners?
No, get Nancy.
Get Nancy. Okay.
You're always a little bit.
Yeah, you're always
Fidgeter.
nervous.
Yeah.
Antsy.
That is true.
Want to get to it.
I would call it nervous.
Nerve?
You're
I
nervous.
don't get nervous.
Often.
They call me ice.
He was very nervous on Sunday.
Oh, it was fun.
I don't think I've seen.
I
Deuce
lean
like
into
that
it though. I
before.
lean into
The
it. You got to
reaction on
enjoy
the
it.
Henry touchdown will always be etched in my head.
It was a
It was the
bang pushback.
It was the
The
first time.
pushback was good.
It was the
Understated.
first time that I visibly saw Mike
I'm usually pretty good at holding it
like,
all in.
show emotion.
Yeah, and I like where we sit in our press box because when we do that, no one can see us.
We're alone.
And my movement could have been interpreted as like it's over. Like I
Right.
felt like it wasn't like yes. It was just a tap. I tapped Evan and I pushed back.
The
I
best
pushed back.
the best press box to me was in Baltimore earlier this year,
Oh, God.
and the press box itself stinks, but the row was all Patriots people, all Patriots.com folks, and when that ball hit the ground, when Chason punched it out as Zay Flowers, 10 people just go ball all at the same time. And like it was just like in unison, like all of us were just like balls out. And like it was good. That was the first time that I feel like it was like a big game like that I've been working for the team where something like could happen for the Patriots like that.
That game too, it felt like you just were so hanging on edge to see what's the play that's going to break it, and you knew there was going to be a play coming, and then
I was so excited
was.
after that game, I left the plug to my laptop there.
Oh,
I had to
no.
get a new one. Yeah. And first time, like in
but they just throw it out.
30 years
on
that I like forgot something at my seat.
you? Wow.
Yeah.
They just
I didn't
threw it
ask
out?
for it.
No.
It's just a plug. Got another one.
Might be just sitting up there when you get up there.
Probably still there. I'll get it next year if we go.
Next year.
All right,
Someone
let's get to the
stacked that on you.
phones. We'll start with Nate in Connecticut. We can hear you, Nate.
Hey, can you guys hear me well?
Yes, yes.
What?
Yep.
So we have a big game this week against the Texans on Sunday.
Thanks.
True.
And with the outcome of the Chargers game being as low scoring as it was, I didn't think that would happen. But the defense showed out, and I really hope that's the case again this weekend. We just signed Darrell Taylor, who was waived by Houston. I just want to know what your thoughts were on that signing. I think it's good. We're getting some intel on the Texans from this guy, I bet. And second off, who do you guys think is going to be the X factor for both the offense and the defense? We just need to get something going on the offense. We weren't able to get anything going last week. I thought that pass that Drake had to Hunter Henry, I thought that was probably like one of the only few highlights, and like a couple Mondre runs. But yeah, just want you guys' thoughts on that. Go Pats.
Okay, thanks. X factor on offense and defense.
Travion. It's been kind of quiet with him lately.
Okay.
And I could see him breaking, and I still got that James Cook long run that he busted on these guys in my head. But I think he's kind of due for a big play.
Okay. What about Hooper?
Hooper. Sure.
I'm gonna go with Booty.
I was gonna say
Booty?
Booty.
Okay.
I think Booty's probably
Over the top?
I'm assuming that teams are going to continue to give a lot of attention to Diggs. That's what the Chargers did. The Texans did it a little bit with DK in their game on Monday night against Pittsburgh. So I would expect Diggs to continue to get number one attention, and they got to make them pay by throwing to the single coverage elsewhere.
A lot of receivers of Diggs' ilk go into a game, and the other team's like, we got to take the person away, and yet you see them going wide open over the middle somehow. Can McDaniels counter and do something scheme-wise to get Diggs open, even if the other team is focusing on him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the harder part, though, with guys like Diggs, is that he runs so many of his routes out inside. And when you're inside, it's a lot easier to bracket receivers when they're on the inside because you can have, help from the linebackers or the safeties in the middle of the field. Whereas, like, if it's a true boundary guy, I think that you can cloud the coverage and you can put the safety over the top of him. But now you're really taking two guys completely out of the rest of the play versus,
However, I will counter, if you're a boundary guy, the sideline becomes an extra defender. If you're starting from the slot and you're giving the receiver the option, now you have more.
Right, but that's why, so they can have a guy sitting inside of him and a guy sitting outside of him.
Okay.
So they're bracketing him on the inside because a lot of the routes that he likes to run inside are options, right, where he can break in or out based off the coverage. So they kind of just have two guys that just are sitting on either side of him, and so he has no place to go. Now, normally if you see it, if it's, if you see that, you can go right up the middle, like split them and go vertical down the field is usually the answer to
but you
those.
need speed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that's sort of the rub there. So I think the best way to make them pay for it is to go to Booty, to go to Henry, to go to Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, whoever that second receiver is, whoever that complementary receiver is. That player is going to be one-on-one for most of the game. And if you can hit a couple down the field to that guy, then now all of a sudden, the Texans or whoever need to start thinking about doing something different.
Right.
Do you approach that game? Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I just, with this kind of receiver, do we ever think offensively approaching the game? We know they're going to dedicate resources, so let's kind of take him out of it. You know what I mean? Like let's not make Stephon Diggs the main point of this offense. Let's let them waste two guys on the opposite side of the field where we're not going to be throwing it. Is that something maybe
Absolutely.
a counter going into it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of times where, teams will just say, because they play sides with their corners, so they might put their number one receiver over Stingley's side. And then just basically all game, that's just a wind sprint, right?
Yeah.
It turns into a situation where it's we know Stingley's going to be on our guy, and we're going to just feel comfortable throwing at their other corners with our other dudes, and we're going to be fine with that. Now, do the Patriots feel that way? Do they have the talent, the depth at receiver to be able to pull something like that off? I don't know, but that is an option. And then if Diggs, wins a couple of routes, he still gets the ball a few times, but you've seen that before. And I think them playing sides of the field versus traveling with receivers does help, because where Stingley's going to be, where Lassiter's going to be. And so you can kind of figure out which matchups you want to hunt.
Cassie in Georgia says the 3 offenses with the most success against the Texans defense this year were the Seahawks, 27 points, Jaguars in a loss, 29, and Colts in a loss, 30. Do any of you know what they did successfully, and if the Patriots have the personnel to repeat it, or do they need to do something different? What did those 3 teams do? One of them won. Seahawks won. The other 2 lost. But what did they do?
The Colts was against backups. So
no, it wasn't.
It was for the most part in the second half. That's when they did all their
I
damage.
watched all the tape against their starters.
As soon as Jacksonville got a lead in their game, Houston took Stroud out, and a lot of their frontline players did not play.
That is true.
We were watching it, and Alec Pierce was just dominant. Alec Pierce had almost 200 yards in that game.
Well, they took Stroud out, but what about the defense?
They had backups in.
Okay. That's what
in
I'm
the
asking.
second half, and they went.
I'm just asking.
But I'm just saying, we watched the game. Mike and I were actually specifically watching that for that reason, because we were trying to see how they were having so much success.
Right.
They hit them with a bomb early that was against the starters.
Okay.
Evan's right about that, but there was a lot of damage done late in that game when the starters were out.
Yeah,
so they don't have a lot of depth.
I'm less concerned about
or they didn't care.
They have better depth.
I'm less concerned about when the scoring happened, and are there any plays on the film that happened against the starting defense that they can try to replicate? And I think in both instances, Lawrence and Riley Leonard both used their legs a lot, and their legs were a big time factor in both those games. Lawrence had a couple of scrambles, one of them 21-yard scramble. Riley Leonard, it was a lot of the Colts RPO stuff that they run with Steichen that got him on the move and got his legs involved in the game. So I think that those are all things that when you look underneath the hood with this Texans defense, they do sometimes let the quarterback out of the pocket. And if Drake May can make something happen on the move, whether it's running himself or extending the play or whatever the case may be, I think that that's a way that they can go about it. The Seahawks game was back in week 1 or something like that.
It was.
Yeah,
There was a lot of JSN.
I don't remember seeing that, but the Seahawks. I'm sure JSN had a big game. He had a big game against everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But and there was a bomb very early. I think it was the first possession that Alec Pierce was virtually uncovered. It was like a 60-yard touchdown. And that was the first possession of the game. So Stingley and Lassiter, those guys were all in the game, and they got over the top. And it's one of the reasons why I have sort of been hammering home. I think that because I thought Pittsburgh got open over the top too. They just couldn't hit them.
Yeah.
The Colts hit a few of them.
And just
until Pierce got thrown out of the game for bumping a ref.
To that point, and to the point Evan just made about quarterbacks scrambling, I feel like that's my offensive X factor is Drake on his feet. I don't know, especially if Diggs is pulling double coverages from linebackers. I don't know. I just feel like watching the Steelers game, obviously different, but there were so many scenarios where Rodgers, I'm watching him scramble in the pocket, and I'm like, Drake gets out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Or a throw.
Absolutely.
Drake scrambles out of that and makes that throw downfield or gets the yards himself.
I totally agree.
How much I don't know if it's designed runs or just RPOs, just Drake on his feet.
Well, it's just even the scrambles, because Rodgers was avoiding the pressure very well, and he would break containment, get outside, and now
Just get
instead of making a 10-yard run for a first down, Rodgers knows I can't do that, and he's standing in there trying to make a play, and they didn't make enough plays. Yeah. It was one of his worst. I think it was his worst statistical playoff game out of his 22, which says a lot because, as you know, he doesn't win that much in the playoffs. So that was the worst.
Yeah. One of the things that Rodgers did that I think was good and that Drake May needs to be mindful of, I think Josh Allen struggled with this against Houston. You want to go up through the middle of the pocket against them.
As opposed to the
Because
outside.
if you go outside or you go back,
around.
then you got Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter chasing you. Whereas if you go through the middle of the pocket, it's the big boys in the middle that are chasing you. And that's a big difference. Josh Allen kept on going backwards. And you can't run away from Anderson and Hunter. They're too fast. So you have to let those guys drive by you and then step up in the pocket and try to get through the middle of the pocket.
Sean's in Vancouver. What's up, Sean?
Yeah, hold on. Let me take a. Okay, so I just read on USA Today that John Harbaugh was signed by the Giants. I'm wondering if or how much of a factor of not running Henry in the fourth quarter and the loss of the Patriots affected him getting fired from Baltimore. And a couple more things. I wanted to make note of the big difference in the approach that Vrabel had to Belichick. Like, we see that the players are getting the intros now, and that's like, some people might take it the wrong way, like, hey, this is a great tradition, we're doing things as a team. But I heard Vrabel say something the other day, and this is probably his perspective coming from a player, that we're in the entertainment business. So as a player, you know you're competing on television with other shows. You probably have publicists. Like, this is entertainment, where the ratings for the NFL is great, and it's leading in television, so they're going to continue trying to do that and win fans over. And this is, one way that he is different. What Belichick, would probably say when it asked something like that, he'd probably say, no, we're in the business of winning football.
Right, well, one accepts it and the other fights it.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a difference with Vrabel. And I have one prediction for playing the game. I think the Patriots will go to a 6-man line, have play action pass, and then go deep to Williams for one play.
Okay.
We can get a big score.
There you go.
All right.
I would agree with that prediction.
Yeah.
The 6
I don't know about
line
Williams,
thing
but
is,
go heavy, play action, go deep.
yeah, I mean, it's a
I
really
called that out
small
a couple
sample
times,
size
Yeah.
for
Chisholm,
the
too.
Texans, but the times that they have tried to defend the pass out of those 6-0 line packages, they haven't been very good at it. It's not, again, it's not like teams run that all the time, so it's not a very big sample size. But when you get into these matchups and these playoff games, it's often those like little things that they've faced 35 dropbacks at a 6-0 line and they stink against it. So we're just going to hammer that. And sometimes it can be magnified in the playoffs.
Dylan writes in, I'm not sure my rant will be quite as cool as calling into a football show to complain about hand gestures, crying for more media influence, but here it goes. The Texans have the top defense and the Patriots have a top offense. We know that. But it seems to me that people don't think the Texans have to play offense as well. Coupling that with the Patriots defense being slightly underrated, I don't see how this isn't being factored in. The receivers they're bringing to the game, the running back room, the offensive line, and the QB are all very underwhelming, and our defense looks pretty healthy and very good lately. I'm not sure the Texans offense can score more than 10 points on this defense, and they're just relying on their defense to bully a 42-year-old immobile quarterback every game, outscoring opposing offenses. Obviously, I don't expect the same fumble game from Stroud, but would anyone be shocked if our defense scores a touchdown, maybe a pick 3? I think we look back on this game and say, hey, I didn't think our defense could step up and play any better, and they kind of did.
I would be shocked if those things happen. I think the Texans are better offensively than that.
Okay?
I mean, to completely shut them down like they did to the Chargers, I think is hard to ask.
Right.
I think this
agree.
is a much more well-coordinated unit than what they saw with the Chargers. The Chargers literally fired their offensive coordinator 2 days later. Like that, I think that's a big. They didn't know who to block. They didn't know what was going on, literally. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a bigger test than that.
Also, the Texans can just get points on defense. Their scoring threat there is just so much more of a liability than it was against the Chargers. So that's where you get points.
Yeah, not just points, but field position too. I think that the defense is more connected to Houston's offense than you might suspect, generally speaking.
I don't think it's a great offense, but I don't think it's terrible like that. That's describing a terrible offense, and I don't think it's that.
It's not that. No, without Nico Collins, it's
mid.
So this is interesting.
Is it mid without Nico Collins?
This is interesting, and this is another one that we watch the Patriots every week, so we don't know these kinds of little things that become, relevant in that town. You see this little. I don't know if they're trying to talk themselves into it or if it's actually a thing. They feel like Stroud plays better when Collins is out of the lineup. Because when he's in there, he obviously is focused on him. It's the the number one wide receiver syndrome, you know. And obviously Nico Collins is an excellent player, and I think the line of thought is the offense can be better when Collins is out. Now,
but
I have to see that before I say, oh, they're better off without their best offensive player.
Also, is that logic kind of flawed when you're not going against the Patriots secondary? Like, you have 3 great corners that have been playing really well. So
I don't know who they're talking. I don't know the games that they've played better against.
He's only missed I think he missed 2 games.
Yeah, but I don't know how big the sample size is either. To your point about the
but I agree
jumbo
with Alex.
packages.
I think it's different when you're in the playoffs because now the playoffs it becomes
and you're asking rookies to make plays that they made in the regular season that maybe they're not ready for.
Or
in the playoffs.
it becomes our best against your best, and now instead of having to cover Nico Collins, Gonzo's going to cover Jaden Higgins or Xavier Hutchinson or something like that. And based off of how he played on Sunday before he got hurt, Gonzo looks like he's pretty fun in the playoffs. So when you start, I think in the playoffs it's a different animal than when you start to compare it in the regular season.
Another one that people are trying to, I think Houston people are trying to get excited about is, Mike Vrabel is 3-0 in the playoffs when the game starts at 8:00. 0-3 when it starts any other time.
Oh, shoot. They got us.
They're just talking themselves into all kinds of positive, nonsensical stats.
I just don't understand
SID stats, as I like to call them.
I don't
played in the middle of the day all year.
the way that this has gone with now that the Patriots are good in this era of sports commentary. Now anytime you say anything that's this could be a way the Patriots could attack the Texans. All the Texans fans have to get angry and what are you talking about? You're lying,
but that's what Patriots fans don't do that.
No, it's all. No, I'm saying all fans do it. But they're all these instead of just breaking down the game and the strengths and weaknesses of both teams and discussing it, now you have to get all sensitive when somebody says that the Patriots.
I think that's a bigger picture thing, not just sports fandom.
Yeah.
I think it's just more. I've noticed it more. This wasn't necessarily going on in 2015.
Oh, right.
The art of debate has been lost.
No, I'm thinking of Paul doing the matchups in the paper where someone's got to get the check mark and you gave their offensive line the check mark. That should have been
Deuce, you have no idea. Yeah. There was a time when the Patriots were really in their heyday. We used to do when the Patriots run pass. The other team runs pass. Special teams intangibles. And I would go out of my way to give the other team the check mark on intangibles, just so it wasn't a clean sweep every week because I was so sick of getting browbeaten. You think they're gonna run the ball against the whatever it was. Every time I would get absolutely crucified.
Oh yeah, Damon's in Maryland. Hey Damon.
Everyone, how's it going?
Good.
Good. So calling in today, it is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Last time the Patriots played on my birthday, it was the slaughter against the Bills, but it does inspire a trivia question. Can anyone name the 4 of the times the Patriots played on January 14th and what the scores of those games were?
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Jeez.
January 14th.
No. I could not tell you what the date of seriously any game that they've ever played.
I think I got
including the Super Bowls.
A little preview of the co-pilot question of the week. I can tell you the 2016 game against the Texans was on the 14th, and the 2011 game against the Broncos. That's all I got.
Okay. Damon,
2011 Broncos, 45-10.
You know, right, Damon? Because it's your birthday.
Right. Is that right?
Yes, of course. So the loss against Denver 2006, 2005 playoffs was on the 14th.
Oh, ouch.
And then the big win in San Diego against the Chargers in 2007.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Well, happy birthday, Damon. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Robert writes in, with the Texans pass rush making quick throws a necessity, do you expect to see Trevion getting more work in the passing game?
There's this weird discrepancy with them that on short passes thrown past the line of scrimmage, so from 1 to 10 yards.
You're in dangerous territory with this one right now.
They're the best in the league at defending the short passes past the line of scrimmage.
Not screens.
But they're one of the worst teams in the league at defending screen passes, specifically screens.
This is a Fred matchup made in heaven.
And so it's really interesting to me because, if they're so good at taking away the underneath stuff and rallying to the ball when you throw a slant, how are they not the same good against when you throw a screen?
Maybe they can't fight off blocks.
It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they don't know what a screen or the difference is. Screen slant, they don't know what they're seeing.
But I would expect the Patriots to at least try a few screens in this game to the running backs to try to suck in that pass rush and get those guys up the field. And then you try to flip it out to Stevenson or Henderson, behind those big beasts. And maybe you can get them loose on a screen or two.
I mean, to me, what that kind of indicates is that Houston can be over aggressive sometimes, and a screen can hit them up.
I agree. And so on our preview that'll be on YouTube shortly, I'm sure. I was saying like maybe you put both of them in the backfield and you kind of fake it one way, throw it the other. Try to confuse them and use that against them.
The misdirection, I would be more interested because if this is a team, you guys tell me they don't blitz a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like. Teams that don't blitz a lot wouldn't necessarily, to me, be overly susceptible to screens.
That's what I'm saying.
But you get misdirection.
Yeah.
That's different.
Catch a seam.
That's different. I like your misdirection idea.
I think it's the pass rush. I think those 4 guys, because they only rush 4, they're always coming off the ball.
Right.
And so if you can get those guys in the backfield and then throw it over them on a little screen pass, it can be effective.
And I like the way Stevenson has been making big plays in the passing game over the last month or so. I mean, he seems like he has a 20-plus yard catch every game.
Yeah. You're talking about X factors to me, just continuing to play the way he's been playing. This is him at his best right now, doing it all. And I think he's if he's able to get going, breaking tackles. I mean, I think that's always, to me, when he's at his best, like that game in Cincinnati in week 1 last year where we said it wasn't sustainable. But at that point, he was breaking tackles in the backfield and making something out of nothing, and he's pretty close to that level.
You don't have to worry about sustainable at this time of year. You just need one win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the running on this team is really tough, but I think the backs, almost as an recreation of the running game, if you can throw some of these screen passes, if you can throw some of the wide receiver screens or misdirection plays or whatever as well, then I don't know if you're going to be able to just line it up and run the ball. I think the Texans front is too good, but you might be able to get them on stuff like that.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more calls and emails. Later on, we're going to have our divisional round picks. Can't wait for that. We'll be right back. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
All right, we're excited now to welcome Craig Woodson, fresh off the first practice of the week. You guys are starting to get ready for the AFC divisional matchup. How you feeling, Craig?
I feel good, man. It's a blessing to be here, blessing to be in the position we're in. So, just want to take advantage of this opportunity.
I want to start with this game last week. And I know I'm not alone, but I think you played pretty well this weekend. Led the team in tackles, felt like you were all over the place. Just what was it like for you playing in your first playoff game and being able to perform at that level?
Man, it was crazy. Like, the atmosphere of the crowd was just, intense. I think all of our teammates were just intense. So, I'm just, happy that the game went the way it did. Before the game, I was just praying a lot about, just having confidence out there and just doing what I know I can do. And, God equipped me with what I needed. And, I was able to be successful on the field, and our team was able to get a win. So that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this because I don't think a lot of people know that you lead the defense in snaps. You've played a higher percentage of snaps on defense than anybody else. And that's as a rookie. Like, how have you been able to prepare yourself physically, mentally to play as much as you've played this year?
Yeah, honestly, just leaning on my teammates and coaches. That's really what happened. Just, going to them about certain things. Earlier in the season, it was kind of rocky a little bit with just, making plays and having plays that I wish I can get back. But everything's a learning experience, honestly, just taking it play by play, day by day. And I think just, taking care of my body as well has helped me just be able to be on the field every snap. So it's a blessing, man.
Taking you back to training camp, though, I mean, just what was it like when you came in? We're here with a couple veterans atop the depth chart. We didn't know quite what to expect from you when you came in, and it just seemed like you took to it right away, and you earned a starting role right out of the gate. Just what was that process in training camp for you? What were your expectations coming in, and how did you get to where you are?
Yeah, expectations coming in, I just wanted to learn. Like, I didn't think that I was going to play. I didn't know, where I really fit in, but I just wanted to learn behind the guys that was here. So Doug, Hawk, Peppers, like, I just wanted to watch how they played and just be like, all right, what can I take from their game and add it to mine? And just being a student of the game and just meeting with Coach Booker, on my alone time, I think that really helped. And then I think Cal really prepared me for this moment, really. Just the way that we practiced, communicated it, just certain things with coverages and stuff that we did at Cal, I think it really translated and it helped me here.
We had Jalen Hawkins here, who I know you played with a little bit. You guys, like 1 year, I think you guys crossed paths at Cal.
Which is crazy. Yeah. The way college works these days.
And, I mean, he's having a great year, too. I mean,
So
4
is.
interceptions. And what can you say about that relationship between the two Cal Bears there?
That's big bro, man. That really is big bro. I come to him about everything when it comes to the field. He's played a lot of ball. He's a real veteran. And I'm happy he's been able to make the plays that he has this season. So just playing with him, bro, it's just been a blessing, man. It's been great just having him on my side and both of us just going out there and playing turn, making plays. Like that's something you just dream about. So.
Well, since we're on the Cal subject, we'll ask you now. You play with Fernando Mendoza, right? At Cal, are you paying attention to Indiana and rooting for him?
Oh, for sure. For sure. So when Nando came in, he was like our scout team quarterback, but like he was darting us up every day in practice. So we like, hold on, like he gonna have to play. So I mean, just the way he is now, that's how he was at Cal. He's the same guy. Smart dude, always was hardworking, stayed in the building later than everybody. So there's no question why he's succeeding the way he is, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, first overall pick maybe. You might be seeing him again soon.
I hope so.
So just real quick about the Texans. This is a team, and I was just watching. I mean, they can push the ball down the field, and I mean, you being on a safety, what do you see from these guys, and what do you think is going to be the key for your defensive teammates?
Yeah, I mean, they got some threats at receiver, threats at running back, quarterback. Obviously, with Stroud back there, he can make every throw. So for us, man, we just got to play sound, and we got to get them off track, man. Stop them early, get them off track, get them off a rhythm, and then take advantage when there's turnover opportunities.
I'll just ask you one more. The big talking point out of the Chargers game was about how you guys were disguising coverage and kind of confusing the Chargers and Justin Herbert. What goes into that? Is that preparation at practice? Talking to each other? Like, how do you go about showing them one thing and then changing it up?
Yeah, it's prep, but also just a little savviness out there. Like, man, you don't want to just never sit there and have the quarterback have an easy read. Like, you want to switch it up, change the picture, let them know that, we're not just going to sit here and you can just take advantage. Like, nah, you're going to switch it up. You're going to have to really read our defense to know what we're in. So that just comes with just, prep and being savvy.
I mean, how much fun are you having? We're sitting back there, and I'm looking at, like, the heat map of where you play, and it's all over the defense. And I'm like, if I want to play football, I want to play safety. Like, I want to be up rushing the quarterback. I want to be back in the field. I mean, you just must be having a blast this year.
Oh, I am. Bro, I'm so happy, grateful of the opportunity that was given to me, man, and I'm just trying to take advantage of it every day.
Yeah. Well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck.
And now, great moments in history.
Brian,
Did I ever tell you that
writes in-
story? That's a good high school baseball story, Freddie. Did I ever tell you that story?
Probably.
We needed
but
to
go
win
ahead.
like our last. Yeah, no, I'll go all Aaron on you here. We needed to win like our last 3 games to make the tournament, and we lost the first one, so we were out. And someone goes, some kid who never played. He's like, well, still got pride to play for. I go, F pride. I wanted the title.
Right. And that person was
Classic,
Brian Murray.
classic Everett pouting. Classic Everett pouting.
Ryan writes
By
in
the way,
from
we did win the title. We did win the title the following year.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
great. That is something. Ryan from Virginia.
That is something.
That's another great moment from
Okay, we're back here on Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PATS-500, and Deuce has something to say.
It's my favorite part of the show. It's time for the Copilot question of the week, presented by Microsoft Copilot, where every day is game day and where every decision is powered by insight and innovation. Microsoft technology helps to make decisions faster, insights sharper, and strategies more adaptive. All right, guys, we're talking divisional round today, and when the Patriots play the Texans on Sunday, this will be the third time that the Patriots and Texans franchises have met in the playoffs. There are three other teams that they have played three times in the divisional. I should say three other franchises they played three times in the divisional round. Who are those teams?
Can you mention that? Say that again?
Sure. Who are the three teams that they played three times in the AFC divisional round of the playoffs?
So I'm going to say Denver's one.
Denver?
They played in 86, 05, and 11.
Correct.
Baltimore?
No.
Baltimore was a good guess, especially the way he went franchises there.
Yeah, there's a little trickeration in here, a little
So
bit.
then the Colts,
a little
right?
trickeration. No.
I don't know.
Chargers.
No, the Raiders. We got 1985. Played the divisional round.
Oh, that was a wild card this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They technically.
Yeah.
76 was the first round too, which I guess technically you would call the wild card round. And the other team that I mentioned is the Titans, which was 17-03, but also part of that 1970s first
So
divisional
we're
round.
counting the Raiders.
I'm not. This is co-pilot, Paul. So you direct your angst towards AI.
So I guess the Raiders would technically be what we have the divisional round.
Yeah.
now. It was Final Four of the conference.
Yeah. So technically, but
I'll allow.
But it was the Houston Oilers in '78 instead of the Titans. So you played that Oilers Titans team three times in that round. That's
In the
2017,
divisional-
23,
okay, 03.
and 78. They lost in
Yeah.
that first round when the coaching
Houston
staff was
Oilers.
on their way
Yep,
out.
yep,
and
yep, yep,
Earl
yep.
Earl Campbell ran all over the Patriots for. So there you go.
Okay.
Bomb to Kenny Burrow.
All right.
And this will be the third time with the Texans, of course, 2012, 2016, and now 2025.
Mike, of course, the Patriots lost that 78 game on New Year's Eve,
Oh,
31-14.
yeah. It's tough. Good team. I mean, record-setting team and coaching controversy. The coach had been, fired and then brought back. And
Hardy was making fun of me this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
as I was
I heard
driving
that.
in.
Oh, you heard him?
I responded. I texted him. I had the answer.
Did you hear yesterday on your show in the morning? Were they talking about Zolak
Oh, let
throwing up during,
the
during a
burp,
read?
the burp that turned into a throw up.
He threw up.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was doing a read and he just threw up.
So
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like Zoe.
No, he's so healthy.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Oh my God.
All the noises he makes.
You don't know the half of it. You
we-
should travel
I
with
don't,
him.
and we also don't know the smells.
I
Yeah.
was next to him on the plane, near him, not next to him, near him on the plane once, and just watching him function.
Function.
It's like,
oh,
And the thing is, like, when they play that Josie song, he's out there
Oh.
and he whips around his white thing. If only people knew what he uses that white rag for. Yeah. Yeah.
What,
I hope just his nose.
What does he use it for?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Okay.
All right, 855-PATS-500
It's like his
is the
house.
hotline. Let's go to Christian in L.A. What's up, Christian?
Christian.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. It is the Thursday before playoffs, and I am super excited, but I will keep this focused and short because I don't want my Patriots out there like Teethless Kenneth in Kentucky complaining. So I've been talking to some of my buddies in Texas, and on the radio there, they are terrified of how they are going to move the ball without Nico Collins. They are figuring that we're just going to put a cornerback on Dalton Schultz. They're not going to be able to run the ball. And Christian Gonzalez and David are way better than Christian Kirk and Washington. So they're really struggling of how the Texans are going to move the ball and score. Secondly, they're figuring that we're going to take that third tight end that we have, put him on the left side next to Will Campbell, the permanent blocker for the day. Use two running back sets, Ramondre on the right side to chip and help out, or go out and Travion on the left side to chip and catch from the backfield. They figure because every time Travion's using the game, they know it's a run because we have not used him in the passing game much, and that's why he's getting bumbled up so much because they're just guessing it's a run and putting the line. But with both backs in the backfield, they won't be able to do that.
Okay.
So outside of stopping, they know how they're going to score.
So these people, your people in Texas, are these like people that work at the Alamo rental car desk at the airport, or who are they? Are they anyone, beyond that, or like what are we talking about?
One guy is a sports blogger.
Uh-huh.
My other friend is just a big football fan. So they've been listening to the radio.
I don't know how big of a football fan he is if he thinks Henderson hasn't been, targeted as a receiver. Like he had more catches than Stevenson during the year.
Right, but when he gets in the game, we don't usually use him in that way, right? So
No, that's not. I just explained to you how that's not true. They have used him quite often as a receiver. So I don't know why you would just sit there and say Henderson's in the game. It's not a pass. All year they've been more than willing to throw the ball to both backs when they've been in the games. They both have over 30 catches.
Right, not my theory. That's their theory. My theory is this: that we will win 21-6 with both teams matching field goals like the first quarter and second quarter, and then the Patriots scoring twice in the fourth quarter, going for two on the first time they scored to make it 21. The game ends 21-6. And now I have a quick El Stumpo or El Grumpo. Grump, out of all the coaches that were fired in this cycle, which one has more rushing yards than Bo Jackson? Let's go Patriots.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah,
we got that one already.
The quarterback. Yeah,
I watched All
Thanks,
Access last
Christian.
week too.
Yeah.
I was on it.
I do like
Contrary to the opinion of most people that work in this building, I was actually on that show.
I like that he brought up Dalton Schultz, though, as I do think he's a sneaky way for them to. I mean, he's their leading receiver, and we've talked a lot about the Patriots having some struggles covering tight ends. So I think he's a guy that you watch on third downs that he might move the chains for him.
Yeah, but Houston being worried about moving the ball offensively without Nico Collins, I think is that whole part of Christian's scouting report. I would say that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, trickle down effect without him.
Yeah, because now you're asking, either Christian Kirk is going to need to do what he did Monday again, which I think is probably unlikely, or a rookie who hasn't been on this stage before is going to have a really good game, and they're going to have to do it against a really good corner. Mm-hmm. I think Jaden Higgins. I think he's a good player. Mm-hmm. I think he had a good. Just looking up his numbers here. Yeah, 41 for 525 and 6 touchdowns. That's a good, solid rookie year.
Yeah, and
I'm not telling you he's a stiff, but who do you give the edge if that's him against Gonzo? I give the edge to Gonzo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would share the worries of people in Houston without Nico Collins, for their ability to move the ball.
Yeah, how are you going to stretch the field too? I mean, even if you like, Jalen Knoll, he's in, similar to Iowa State guys. I mean, they got 3 Iowa State guys, but Schultz underneath him. I mean, you're really going to ask Higgins to try to take the top off the defense.
Christian's people must be different from the Texas people who think that
think
Stroud
they're better
plays
without-
better
I know.
without Collins.
Yeah.
Who are these
So
people?
I don't know. It must be like
one of
North
those
Texas
one of
versus
those
South
games,
Texas.
and I looked it up. One of the games that they were talking about was this year against San Francisco, and they scored 26 points. Against a good team. Without Collins, I think that those sort of Bill Simmons made the Ewing theory famous. The team's best player is out, and you get a bump from it. I don't think that that's necessarily something that you can rely on, even in the short term. But I don't know how you feel, but if Gonzo had to cover Nico Collins and completely took him out of the game, I'd feel a lot better if I were Houston, being able to go and fall back on the other guys. With Gonzalez taking that guy out, as opposed to if he takes Higgins or Kirk or whoever out. Now where do you go?
Yeah.
Or even if Christian's right and they end up using a corner on Dalton Schultz. I think there's some limited weapons there. Now, I think they can run the ball better than people think, and I think the offensive line for the Texans has played a little bit better than people think.
Ford and Savannah, after all the slurping and praising of this Houston Texans defense all week, if the Patriots cut through them like a hot knife through butter and put up more than 25 points, does any perceived ceiling for what this team can accomplish completely disappear?
Well, that's two different things. 25 points or cutting through them. If they dominate this defense, it would be very impressive. If they cut through this defense like a hot knife through butter, that'd be a good performance by the offense. They couldn't do that last week.
Yeah. I just wonder, what does it look like? Is it long, sustained drives? Is it big plays that?
Yeah,
you know,
I'm less worried about the point total.
Yeah.
In terms of that, like poo-pooing the defense, which is what. Let's face it, that's what this is all about. Yeah. We have to cut down the other team.
Yeah.
But does the defense score, like Alex said? Does the Patriots defense set up some of those points? Does Marcus Jones turn in another punt return for a touchdown?
Yeah,
or whatever.
That's to me is such a big key. Trying to just squeeze out those extra yards, those extra plays, special teams, return yardage, all that kind of stuff. But I would say either way, whether you were to face Denver or Buffalo next week, they're probably not going to be quite as good. I mean, playing Denver's defense, which I agree with the point you've made consistently, Paul, that they're not really like that kind of defense to me quite. I mean, I do think they're very, very good, but also playing in Denver, I think, gives them an advantage.
Who would you rather face, the Texans defense or the Bills offense?
Texans defense.
Yeah. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah. No,
give me the team that has the really good defense, but the offense is just okay any time of the week. I don't have to get 35 points this week to win. Fine with me.
Josh Allen, man. Tough.
Will in Burlington, just wanted to ask, how comparable do we think this Texans defense is to the matchup they had versus the Patriots in Drake May's first start in Week 6 last season? While May has clearly developed significantly since then as a passer and a player, he still passed for almost 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, albeit with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, garbage time.
With both May and Texans defense having made significant strides since then, do you believe he'll do better or worse than those yardage touchdown numbers on Sunday?
I don't know about the totals. He will play better than he did in that game. He did not play well in that game. They were dominated in that game. It was 27-7.
Yeah,
and that's when May picked up all his yards. He threw one pass to a 40-yard touchdown to Booty, which was his first career touchdown, which I'm sure you guys all remember.
Yep.
Right?
I sure do.
He beat Derek Stingley on that play.
It was Kayshawn's first too.
So other than that, he was a deer in the headlights. Like he had
Anderson
fumbles.
Anderson had 3 sacks. Hunter had 1.
Yeah, sacks, fumbles, interceptions. It was a train wreck. Now, it was his first ever game. I expect him to play a lot better than that.
Yeah. Dave in South Carolina, when thinking back on the Chargers game, it seemed as if both the offense and defense had somewhat of an atypical game based on how they'd performed throughout the year. Drake May seemed to have taken some degree of regression back to year 1 with his turnovers. Additionally, it seemed to be that he struggled to move the ball effectively by comparison to the larger body of work throughout the year. With regards to the defense, I have not seen a dominant performance all year like they did against the Chargers. So my question would be, what do you think would be more likely in this upcoming game? That the defense would repeat its dominance, or Drake would potentially struggle with turnovers and fumbles and moving the ball?
My hope would be that they both. I don't expect the defense to play quite as good as they did last week, and so maybe they regress a little bit, but maybe Drake improves a little bit. And hearing from him yesterday, he's acutely aware of the things that can happen with the turnovers. And he pointed to the tip ball interception. It is what it is. Maybe there's something he could do, but the other strip sack he took was. I mean, it's supposed to be the ball is out. I mean, both tackles cut, and he holds it because they drop a guy out on Diggs' side. So, and he said that can't happen. So I hope that he takes that as a learning experience. He plays a little better, maybe to offset if the defense isn't quite as shut down as they were.
Okay. Let's go back to the phones.
I'm going to jump out. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the locker room.
Who do you have to see today?
Look,
I got whoever pops up, Fred.
Okay.
And we'll
from the locker room.
Okay. Danny's in Daytona. What's up, Danny?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Fred, Paul, Alex, Deuce? So I just calling back in again. I did want to. There's one thing I forgot to mention yesterday that I wanted to say. Kind of chiming in on that line that Paul, you had some valid points. Maybe that wasn't an indictment on the line, but I'm not going to harp too much about the whole six linemen. But what else do you think? What other packages do you think that the Patriots could use besides the 6 offensive linemen? Do you think that
22
possibly get 22?
22 personnel.
22 personnel. Okay. You think that? I think Kaylee probably knows Josh's 12 personnel, so I think you're probably right with them using the 22.
Yeah.
But do you think that they should try to maybe get? I know Westover isn't Kyle Juszczyk, but do you think they should try to maybe get Westover kind of like or whoever in the backfield kind of doing some Kyle Juszczyk kind of pull back more catching out of the backfield or.
Well, they threw him to him last game. He caught a pass.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
like
Well, you know, listen.
I mean, as in a play like that, where like the play breaks down, they got nothing going, they just throw it out. Take the profit. You know, it was a 10-yard play. That's not how they're going to win the game.
No.
Like,
but I will say, Danny, that they'll have something up their sleeve. I mean, recently, every game, there's something we haven't seen.
And we've had a trick play like
Thanks,
going
Danny.
on 5 or 6 weeks in a row now.
Yeah. So there'll be something. The thing is, if it doesn't work against Texans, it could be disastrous because they, if you screw up against them, it could be catastrophe. Let's go to Calvin in Denver. What's up, Calvin?
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Okay.
Hey, so my take is that I think that we have a better offense than the Texans offense, and
by a lot.
Obviously, I think that the Texans defense is obviously a little bit better, but
by a lot.
My point is that after the Broncos game, the Texans played where CJ got hurt. After those, I'm seeing his completion percentages, and even throughout the whole year, it's just a constant up and down, up and down. So from what I've seen and heard through the national media, they're saying that C.J. Stroud, they have more praise that he would have a bounce-back game against us this week. I don't see that happening. I think that what we're seeing now and what we saw against the Steelers is kind of an indictment of what he has been kind of going through this whole season.
But it's not.
Or not.
He had a very bad game against Pittsburgh. Do you think that?
I'm aware.
Do you think Drake May will play better this game than he did last game?
So I guess where I'm coming from, Paul, is I think that Drake May is more reluctant to have a better game.
But I'm not asking about C.J. Stroud. I'm asking about Drake May. Do you think he'll have a better game than he did against Houston? Yeah, I do too. I mean, I'm sorry, against the Chargers. I think he will too. I don't expect guys that are at this stage to just play poorly. I don't. And I think if you're relying on that to win, that's not a really good plan. Like I'm going to expect that players will play well, and the Patriots are going to need to be responding offensively. I agree with you. Their offense is much better than Houston's offense. I expect them to play better and score some points, regardless of the opponent. I think if Drake May plays like he did against the Chargers, the Patriots are going to be in trouble. Same thing for Houston. If C.J. Stroud plays the way he did against Pittsburgh, the Texans are in trouble. They're not winning the game if he fumbles 5 times and throws a pick.
Yeah.
They're not going to win with that. I expect him to play better than that. He's a better player than that, and he was a better player than that all year. That was a very atypical game in terms of ball security. The Texans haven't done that all year. They haven't been sloppy with the football like that all year. So I'm going to chalk it up as a one-off, just like I'm chalking Drake May's game as a one-off. Now, who do I expect to play better? Drake May. I think he's a better player.
Yeah. Thanks, Calvin. Nice try. Dan in Virginia, Michigan.
Do you know what my point with that is?
Yeah.
Like, if Drake May goes 6 for 15 for 90 yards in the first half, the Patriots are in trouble.
Yeah.
Do you expect that to happen again? I don't.
No. He just bounces back too well after 4 games.
So, I'm going to take the balance of 3 years of C.J. Stroud where he's like, look this up.
So let me ask you a question.
65% completion percentage, and he actually had a better game on Monday than Drake May did.
So let me ask,
statistically, I know that's a dangerous way to put it, but
we all agree that both Drake May and C.J. Stroud had bad games last week. Not as good as
not their best.
Not their best games. Who, because of the defense they're playing against, has a better chance of doing a lot better?
See, I think May has a better chance of playing better because he's a better player. But I don't think that means Stroud will play poorly.
Right.
I think people are banking on Stroud doing what he did against Pittsburgh. And they're completely dismissing the possibility of May doing what he did against the Chargers.
Right.
I am dismissing both. I don't think there's any chance that both of them will play that badly again. If it does happen, whoever it happens to is going to be in a lot of trouble. Because you got to score some points. You can't. I've seen some people, say like, "Oh, all they got to do is get to 10. Texans aren't going to score 10." I'm like, maybe they won't, but
Their offense might not, their defense might.
That's a hard thing to bank on, like holding a team to 3 points like that. That was a truly exceptional defensive performance by the Patriots.
Just beautiful to watch. Dan of Virginia and Michigan. Henderson stepped up surprisingly well when Stevenson was limited during the season, but seems to have dropped off recently. Is that drop off due to the rookie slump, or is it more about Stevenson rising up rather than Henderson dropping off?
It's a good question.
That's his first question.
It's a good question. It could be the rookie wall a little bit.
Maybe a little both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to dismiss that.
I don't. Definitely Stevenson has risen up, but I don't look at that as making Henderson look worse. Like, just look at Henderson, and he hasn't had the explosive plays or the yards per carry that he has. To me, like I said, it's often like he's running into the pack, and there's just no daylight there at all for him. So we'll see. I think what I'd ask Henderson to do a little bit more is be a little bit more patient.
Freddie has asked him.
Just
personally,
just because you're told to hit the A gap or the 2-hole or however the Patriots number it, that doesn't mean like if it's not there, you can't do a little freelancing. You've got the talent to be able to do that. As long as you take care of the ball, go for it. This past weekend, May was stripped of the ball while attempting to throw from within a crowd. I was surprised that didn't happen more during the season. It often seemed that May was getting swarmed with no escape, yet somehow miraculously got the ball out of the crowded phone booth. Is that a dangerous way to live, and we're seeing it catch up with May against better teams in the playoffs? Or was the strip on the weekend an individual incident and May will be fine? Yeah, I mean, I see May getting out of phone booths with his legs. I didn't see him a lot this year throwing with guys' arms all over him. He usually makes room to get himself the ability to throw without those.
I would say more often than not, you're right, that he was able to avoid tackles and break tackles and then make throws, but he did a little bit of both too. He fumbles the ball a little bit. He lost 3 during the year. It's not like he didn't.
I wonder if it gets overlooked because Ramondre just had so many during that Steelers game, but Drake did too.
Yeah, Drake had one, a huge one, which was very similar to the ones that he had against the Chargers, trying to do too much in the pocket.
Yeah.
He had one against the Falcons doing the same thing.
Mark in Fall River, excited for this week's game. My question is around the reaction of last week's defensive performance. Paul, you stated earlier in the week this is the best defensive performance you've seen for the team in years. I agree. However, all week I've been hearing is people acting as if last week's performance is what this defense is. Do you feel that has been the reaction? Also, do you expect to get a similar performance this week?
I do feel like that's been the reaction. I think people are now expecting. I've heard a lot of people say the Texans will be lucky to get to 10.
Yeah.
And I just think the Patriots haven't really done that defensively in a long time, what they did on Sunday.
And it's just not the way the NFL rolls.
Yeah.
It's
just like I'm not going to tell you that the Texans are going to hold the Patriots under 10.
Yeah.
I don't care how good the Texans defense is. They're not going to do that.
In the playoffs, every game seems to have its own identity.
Yeah.
I doubt that this game's identity will be the same as last week's. And as LeGarrette Blount says, whatever you think's going to happen, it's something else. And I tend to agree with that when it comes to the playoffs.
But it's funny because you would think it would shape up to be so similar. Just based on how their game went against the Steelers, too, I feel like was really similar to how ours went until they did break it open at the end. So, yeah, maybe it is a shootout.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the offenses are going to have to protect the ball to make sure they don't give the other team points, make them earn the points offensively.
Sam and Charlotte, what do you think about people, Felger, saying that quarterbacks shouldn't be able to run? I think it's one of his dumb takes.
That's overstated dramatically for a fact. That's not what Mike says. He's not a big fan of the quarterback runs, and he thinks the protections that are afforded the quarterbacks might need to be amended.
No, but I've heard him like last week, like all this college, like all these options.
Well, everything to him is college.
And quarterback
That's
runs
and
all
argument.
this stuff. And it's like, so like 40 years ago, he was probably railing against the forward pass. I mean, like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, that's not necessarily what his point is, but I'm not going to argue for him. Like he's a big boy. He can defend himself.
Yeah, I just think it's a.
His point is it is not that they should outlaw quarterbacks running. It's not his point.
Sounded like it. Sounded like he hates.
I think you should be able to tackle the quarterback. That's my only thing.
He said, "I don't even like it when they're in the shotgun."
No, he doesn't.
He said that.
He doesn't like shotgun.
Right.
He doesn't.
That's ridiculous.
Well, why? Shotgun's not a new thing. Shotgun's been around for 50 years.
I know. I
he
don't.
doesn't like it.
Why?
I can't tell you what he's. How can I tell you what he should like and not like?
I think he's being irrational.
He doesn't like it. He likes under center.
Okay. All right.
What's real opinion?
Giselle?
What's not?
I don't know if it's Jessel or Giselle from Brooklyn. What's up, Giselle?
How's it going, man? It's Jessel.
Jessel. Okay.
I'm praying for both teams to come out of this game healthy, but ultimately for a huge Patriots victory this week. And I think a big part of this game is going to be the pressure on both sides. And one thing that encourages me is Drake May is the second best quarterback in the NFL in EPA. When under pressure, C.J. Stroud a lot lower than that. And I think, the team that gets the most pressure is going to, not the most pressure, but plays the best under that pressure is going to win this game. And I really believe in our guy Drake May.
Yeah. No, I think that's
What do you think about that?
very rational.
Mm-hmm.
Drake has been great under pressure all season long. No reason to think he's not going to be on Sunday.
Jessel, where you sound like you're at Grand Central. Can you say train 4 arriving now?
Train 4 is arriving now.
There you go. Yeah, it sounds like you're on a speaker. All right. Thanks for the call.
What is wrong with you?
Doesn't it sound like he's should be announcing trains at the Port Authority or something? Yeah. No?
Just because he's in Brooklyn?
No, it sounded
kind of sound
it
funny
sounded
at
like
one
he's
point.
Okay, yeah.
Sounded like there was an echo in the background at one point.
Exactly. It's yeah.
A lot going on in New York.
I'm not
Grand
crazy.
Central Station.
I'm not crazy.
No, you are a little bit.
DJ in Arizona. What's up, DJ?
DJ, pump it up.
What's up, everyone? I hope y'all are doing well.
Great phone line.
Yeah.
Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. So right now, I'm excited because before the playoffs started, there would be some games I've even called in, in our pregame shows, I'd call in and talk to Paul and stuff about how I'm just a little anxious, just excited. But I haven't felt that way with the Chargers game, and I don't feel that way with this game. It's just something that I've watched all season with the teams, and both listening to you all and the things y'all point out, and I noticed those things also, and I'm like, our team really has a good advantage as long as Drake May does his job, and our defense just play even a smidget of what they did against the Chargers. I don't think how some people are going insane saying we should blow them out or anything like that. I believe in their defense, but I mean, besides all of what I'm saying, because I'm kind of just rambling at this point, I just really believe that I really just believe that if we just have a good defensive scheme and Drake May does his thing, that we don't have a reason why we shouldn't. And I'll take it off.
I agree. Why not? Why not? I agree, DJ. I like our chances this game. I like our chances.
There's a shock.
Well, to his point, he said he hasn't felt nervous for this game or the Chargers. I was way more nervous, I think, for the Chargers game than I am now.
I wasn't overly nervous about the Chargers game. I thought the Chargers were going to score last to get within a touchdown, but I didn't really think that game was going to be losable.
Nothing terrifies me like a really good quarterback. That's why. It just comes down to that for me. That's why Josh is still the only team I don't really want them to play is the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always a little nervous before any game, especially when we get to the playoffs. So that's not any different this week. But I
don't play.
I feel delusional today.
Oh,
Alex,
I don't think it's delusional if you think the Patriots are going to win.
No, I have the delusion that we're going to the Super Bowl.
Listen,
I don't think that's delusional.
We are the favorite team in the AFC to do so.
I don't think that's delusional. I don't.
It felt it a couple weeks ago, though. We're having serious conversations about
it's
it
getting
now.
more and more real.
I think if we can get through the
now
Texans,
you're only 2 wins away. It's there.
And I feel like if you have it this weekend, you at least make a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah. Listen, I think the Patriots are pretty good.
So does everybody else.
Yeah.
You just said that they're the odds-on
If you can
favorites
get
to go
through
to
the
the Super Bowl.
Texans defense, then maybe I ideally would want to go against Denver. We probably feel differently about that. But if you can get through the Texans defense, Denver's doesn't feel as bad.
Denver's
Maybe you
isn't
play
as good.
Seattle in the Super Bowl. You go through 3 really hard defenses to win it all.
I think that's
and
the
I
path
think
to
they
win.
can.
That's the path to
And
win.
then
You don't
it
have
totally
to score.
legitimizes the strength of schedule because you went through that caliber of defenses. Like, it's just,
But defenses, not offenses. That's the teams that I want to see.
yeah, same.
I don't want to see
That's what I just said. I don't want a good quarterback. I don't want to see Josh Allen. I don't want to see the
Screw
Rams.
'em. Bring him on. Jack writes in. He's from Barcelona. After the
Hola,
Chargers
ciao.
game, all of you said that you expect that the defensive performance the Patriots had won't be replicated. I do believe we're going to have another amazing defensive game, not only because we have a defensive-minded coach, and a great one, by the way, but because we have the best quarterback on defense in the entire league in Spillane. What do you think about that?
I don't agree.
I like it. Lead them. Lead them. You should have T-shirts. Lead them, and then
I should
it's
have
a
asked
quote,
him
and then
yesterday.
Robert Spillane under it.
I
like,
should have
lead-
asked him if he knew that we've made that such a bit.
You should.
I will.
This is
Although I still think he might have said leave them because he was talking about the chips.
Oh, okay. So you won't be impressed if the Patriots win this game based on how
I won't be impressed.
how bad Houston is.
Who said I said they're bad?
Not you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying everybody that we're hearing from.
Oh, some might not. Yeah.
So people will not be very impressed. I think this is a pretty good team. That
I do too.
I think the
My
Patriots are gonna
delusion
win.
isn't discrediting anything about the Texans.
Yeah.
It's just
I think the Patriots are going to find a way to win at home. That's
I said 4 weeks
that's
ago
my feeling.
Texans were one of the hottest teams in the AFC, and people scoffed at me.
Well, they're still scoffing at you.
Yeah.
They think they stink.
Yeah. And which, in your opinion, are the best quarterbacks on defense in the league right now and all time? Quarterbacks on defense in all time. Well, you look at middle linebackers mostly or safeties. John Lynch, I thought was a great one. I always liked him. I don't know.
I don't know who
Zach
plays, I don't know
Thomas.
who plays quarterback. on
Zach
defense.
Thomas from Miami was always a good one.
Like
Steve Nelson for the Patriots was a good one back in
like,
the day.
is it? Who are you giving credit for? Like we're saying that you have a really good defensive-minded coach in Vrabel who comes. So is it scheme related or is it because a guy is running around making plays?
Both.
Because I don't think we saw a lot of running around making plays from Spillane the other day. But do you give him credit for all the communication
Yes.
and all that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Especially because it was so loud. He told me how hard it was to be listening to Zach calling the game and kind of convey it to the rest of the guys with just the crowd presence.
Yeah. He's a liar.
He might be.
I'm only kidding.
By the way, when you read, did anybody know? I didn't want to belabor it because I thought it already had gone on too long. But when Evan actually read the tweet, the word liar was never
No,
used.
it was never said.
Oh no, that was complete. Yeah.
And that was Fred's whole argument at the
I
beginning.
know,
Is
that-
he didn't call him a liar. He
And I
just said it
didn't-
was BS.
Right.
I didn't want to inflame
And
it.
I don't know if Evan was understanding that point or not.
Right. No, and I was, believe it or not, as much as I love to argue with my guy, I was with Fred. Because if you say he's lying,
Yeah.
you're suggesting that there was nobody on the Chargers that said that.
Right.
That would be a lie.
Yes.
It's not a matter of opinion whether
Having an
whether
opinion
or not,
that
yes,
the defense wasn't
Right.
disguising coverages.
not a lie. That's an opinion.
Right.
It's okay. We need bulletin board material,
And then
Paul.
he-
We need
And
it.
then he never used the word lie in the tweet.
It's okay. It's
Poor
fine.
Evan. He needs to be careful. Jackson
does.
Jackson writes in to slow down the Texans' pass rush. If Kairos Tonga is back, would it be a good idea to put him on the left side of the offensive line? They were already using him as a fullback on offense, and no, he's not a blocker.
Do you think that Thayer Munford
coming
is a
back
better
from-
blocker than
Yes.
Kairos Tonga?
Yes.
I do.
It's one thing to just say go straight ahead and hit
Yeah.
anything in front of you.
If you want to
and
run-
the other one to have technique to get somebody in space.
Yeah, if you want to run with two backs in the backfield, short yardage, you want to
Right.
run. Yeah, give me Tonga over Westover.
That's
the lead
different.
blocker. Yes,
You
I'll
need a
take
yard.
that.
Yeah.
I'll take Tonga
For sure.
over Westover. But in terms of pass protection, we need an extra lineman out there or someone to. I want it to be a blocker, not a defensive lineman.
Yeah. All right. Stuck in Connecticut writes in.
Stuck?
Just wanted to plug the Houston Patriots
maybe?
fan club watch party at Cactus Cove. We're also celebrating our 20th anniversary as a fan
Ooh.
club this year. Congratulations.
Thank you for your service.
I may have moved home to
pretty
New
cool.
England, but Josh and his crew have done an awesome job carrying the torch. So huge shout out to Josh Samples. So that's the Houston fan club has always been very good. Very well organized.
That's pretty awesome that it's their 20th season and they're celebrating playing like the Houston versus us, their city.
So does that
versus
make
their
it
team.
More stressful, you think, for like an out-of-town fan club playing in the market that they're actually playing against? So you're Houston playing against Houston.
Yeah.
More at stake there if you lose?
Absolutely.
More people around to trash talk you.
Yeah.
Right. But they've always been a very well-organized fan club. Good. They do a good job.
Good job, Josh.
Anthony's in Connecticut. What's up, Anthony? Anthony. All right. You just called. It's not like I held him on hold for a long time. Anthony in South Florida writes in, I agree with Paul that every quarterback left is good. However, and he has good in quotes, however, I do think C.J. Stroud is the worst remaining quarterback not named Bo Nix. Without...
Okay, and then we'll throw Darnold in there.
Right.
So, suddenly he's in the middle of the pack.
Without his best weapon and favorite target, I cannot see the Texans offense having more success than the Chargers. Not saying they'll only score 3, but I can't see them scoring any more than 17. Wasn't his best target?
That's immensely more than the Chargers.
Yeah. Isn't his best target Schultz?
No, Collins is his number one guy.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of receptions, it's Schultz, but not, oh, God, Fred. You're talking about the difference between 1,100 yards and 770 yards.
But how many receptions does Schultz have?
82.
How many does?
71.
Okay.
For 400 more yards.
Well, not, but
Collins is his guy.
But he likes going to Schultz. It's
not as much as Collins. Like 71 catches for 1,117 yards.
That's impressive.
Like, that's his guy.
Yeah.
Now, again, somehow in Houston, they're talking themselves into he's better without him. I don't buy it. They're going to miss Nico Collins.
Let them think that.
They're going to miss
Especially if
Nico
Gonzo
Collins.
plays.
Let's see. David writes in subject line, coaching matters. I couldn't help but notice on Sunday night during the game that right before the touchdown to Henry was a first down run by Stevenson. Vrabel took a timeout right before that play. If you notice, right before the timeout, May checked into another play, taking Stevenson out of the backfield and seemingly audibling to a pass play. Vrabel then took the timeout and let Stevenson pick up the first down, which led to the Henry touchdown. I'm wondering if you guys noticed this, as I believe Vrabel or McDaniels saw May trying to check into a pass play and calling the timeout to tell him it would be better to run there to pick up the first. If that's why they did it, it just goes to show how great coaching affects games on the biggest stages.
Well, I mean, I didn't know. I thought, and you might be right, that the emailer might have this perfect. I thought the timeout was to avoid a delay of game. I thought they were running late. I think he was changing the play at the line, and they were running up against the play clock. But he might be right. But I would hesitate to credit or blame a coach with a timeout in that situation. You don't know what was going to happen. So let's just say let's say the email is right, and they checked out of something that Drake was doing. But what if whatever Drake was doing was going to be a touchdown? Just like this play was a touchdown. You don't know.
Right.
What I thought that email was going to be about from the mic'd up was just, it was pretty cool hearing Drake like hyping up the guys on offense and being like, hey, they're in base, and just going back to all the stuff Evan has written about and talked about this week about the Patriots like finally finding success and Josh scheming up like that heavy personnel on the line to force them into base. I just thought it was cool to kind of see them work that out on the mic'd up amid it all. It's cool that they let us include that stuff.
That's great because I do think that they got 2 big plays at least out of their jumbo package with Munford in the game. Now, I made a comment about this, and Evan seemed to poo-poo it, but I'm used to that. I just think the Chargers would take their chances with the Henry touchdown. I think they had it defended reasonably well.
Yeah, it was a perfect
And I think
ball.
it was, as Mike
It was a
Vrabel
perfect
said,
ball.
an elite throw. Evan seemed to think it was an unbelievable play by James to even be that close. Like, I don't know. They kind of had him surrounded, and Drake put it in the only place that he could to have it be caught. It ended up looking easy, but that was not easy.
No.
Drake made it look easy because he's that good.
That's what he's so good at, exactly.
Yes.
Jordan in Atlanta. We've discussed how openings in the Houston defense may be ripe for Drake May to exploit with his running ability and a scrambling sense, but I'm wondering if there would be more opportunities for integrating design runs with the quarterback into the usual run game? Is this time of year where a new wrinkle can throw off an opponent just enough to make a difference? Also, I agree with Evan that negating the haters on Twitter is important because us younger folks can't look away. But in the end, winning cures all. Design runs for Drake could be a wrinkle. Absolutely.
They've used it down the stretch
Yeah.
periodically.
I like it. I like it.
I don't. I
You
don't. I don't want to get him exposed to any more hits than he needs to be.
He knows what he's doing. He's a big boy.
I kind of think he doesn't.
Who's that linebacker that the Texans have? That's
Al-Shire.
Yeah, he's
supposed to be a
scary.
dirty
There's
guy.
Al-Shire
He's
and
scary. I don't
Henry
like him.
2020.
Yeah.
he's mean.
Yeah, he's mean.
He's pretty mean. I don't want him to
Alex
hurt
very
Drake.
rarely comes across as a girl who's watching football until that.
I know.
He's mean. I think he's a dirty
I think he's
player.
dirty.
Alex, I think he's a dirty player. I really do. So I think Drake is too macho for his own good when it comes to running the ball. And I don't think he gets himself out of harm's way often enough. That's what my
And how
fear
do
would
you
be.
shake that? Because he got the crap beat out of him his whole life, you know? Like, that's why he thinks he's invincible. He made it this far with three older brothers.
I thought his long run last game was funny. If you look at it from behind, it looked like
Yeah.
he was a mother holding a child
Yes.
running away from a fire because, like, he was doing all this juking, but his arms were still
Right, it was
like
how I was
in.
holding him in the
So
front.
it was so funny to look at from behind.
And that worked out perfectly because there was literally nobody there.
Right.
But all it takes is have a guy coming across that you don't know is there from the backside and bang. And that would be, I'm not saying I want him to run. I think that's going to be part of this game.
But you don't want it to be a designed play.
But I don't want
like, take it if it's there. Don't draw it up that way.
Bill from Jersey, curious, have Mike Vrabel defenses always disguised coverages even back when he was with Tennessee and Houston? Have any of the Patriots teams in the past disguised coverages? Of course they have. Seems like that wasn't Bill Belichick's style. Oh, that was Bill Belichick's style. He loved to disguise coverage.
Is he claiming that Bill Belichick didn't disguise
Yeah.
coverages?
He says, seems like that wasn't Bill Belichick's style.
Ask Peyton Manning
Wasn't
about
that-
Asante Samuel's pick six in the AFC
Right.
Championship.
I guess Vrabel
Wasn't that the whole narrative of the Rams Super Bowl too? Is what they were doing?
Well, they
Maybe
were
I'm
hitting,
misremembering
they were
with the
taking,
Rams.
They played a whole different style of defense than
Yeah,
they
they
had all
changed the
year.
whole
Well, they were
defense.
beating the hell out of Marshall Faulk.
No, Alex is talking about the second Rams Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yes.
When they went from
Okay.
man to zone or
The
zone
one
to
I
man,
remember a
whatever.
little better.
Yeah. No. Belichick was a master of disguise.
I remember just Devin McCourty interview saying like we literally scrapped everything we did all year and totally installed a new defense.
Absolutely. That was another of his strengths is not even within the game, but from game to game planning defense.
I remember back in the original dynasty, the first part of the dynasty days, where he would flip flop Rodney Harrison and Ty Law. He'd have, one of them up. Harrison would be up to hit a guy, like disguising who was going to be dropping. They would give the single high look, but it was actually cover two. They did a lot of stuff like that. I mean, I'm not Evan when it comes to breaking this stuff down, but.
Yeah.
I'm pretty critical of Belichick. That wouldn't be one of the things I would choose to make fun of Bill about.
And I don't know if I talked about this on the air yesterday or it was off air, but I was wondering if when Vrabel was a player, having been coached by Bill Belichick, the great defensive mind, if that helps him now. Like knowing every week that we're going to have a different game plan for this team and learning how Belichick did it. Because Vrabel, they said he was like a coach back then. Everyone thought he could be a coach.
No, remember when he had to go inside? Just played a whole different
I
position
know.
one season because of injuries.
But I can't imagine he hasn't picked up a lot of that from Belichick in terms of game planning, per game with his defense.
And disguise is a big part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Jeremiah says, I agree with DJ and Alex. I was really anxious for the Chargers game due to the quarterback and a good defense. However, for this game, I don't have the same opinion for Stroud to where I feel he can put on a cape and go win them a game. I really think people are underrating Houston's offense, and I think they will play well, but I feel confident in the Patriots to get it done.
That's fair. That's kind of where I am.
Yeah, I don't think he's that type of quarterback.
I tip my cap, but I'll be disappointed if
I don't think
the
he's that
Patriots
kind of
lose.
quarterback either that can put the cape on. And maybe you did think that with Herbert. I would just say that I don't give much chance of Stroud playing as poorly as Herbert did. I don't think there's much chance of that. That's a legendary bad performance. And you guys know I like Justin Herbert. That was bad.
some emailer, something I haven't heard any discussion about is that having the home field makes it less probable that the refs destroy your game. Not using them as an excuse, but with the bad officiating we've seen this year and knowing that one bad call can be the difference in a close game, I like being at home where an official is less likely to rule against our team on a possible penalty call.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
These guys are incompetent regardless of venue.
Yeah, I'd like to see the stats on that.
Well, this guy in particular that they have this year, I think Mike said it on Tuesday. This guy has the home team has a losing record, like 40%.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Now, I don't know that to be true. I think Mike said that the other day. Is it Sean Smith, I think, is the referee?
I don't
of this
remember the
game?
ref, but I remember it was kind of a
40%.
substantial
the home team
stat.
is 40%.
And then compared to other officials, it's closer
But
to
this isn't
50.
the NBA where the crowd is right on top of the court and they, seemingly at times can impact a call. That doesn't happen in the NFL. Like, I think there's bad calls regardless of venue.
Anthony in Connecticut says...
Can I just stop you for a quick second?
Yeah.
I will say there was back-to-back plays in the game Sunday night against the Chargers. There was a deep ball down the Patriots sideline, right in front of the Patriots bench.
Carlton Davis in
where,
coverage.
Where Gonzalez had it, pushed the guy, Johnston. They threw a flag, and it was right on the Patriots sideline. And I absolutely think the Patriots sideline, not the crowd,
them to pick it
the
up?
Patriots sideline impacted their eventual decision to pick it up. And on the very next snap, same thing happened on the Chargers side. And they didn't pick it up.
Every time the news comes in,
Falls in the middle of a home.
Yeah, that's true. Odds are that you'll be talking. Yeah.
Locker room. Hey Mike, what was it like in the locker room?
Hello, everyone. Very
Mike.
busy again today. I apologize. I'm a little bit late. I got stuck in a Ramondre Stevenson scrum that I couldn't manage to get
Tell
out
him
of.
I said hey.
No, I didn't. I couldn't get that close.
Paul says sup.
I was in like a weird contortion position trying to. And you know what's annoying me, Paul? Is that we have way too many media now. Like this week, there's way too many people in there, and everyone's got to get a question in. It's like, how many things can you ask the guy? Like, I mean, he's getting ready for the game. Like, 4, 5, 6 questions, great. Like, and then you're like, you think you're done.
See what he's doing?
And then someone else asks a question.
Got to protect the players.
I'm just saying, like, does everyone need to ask a question to validate their job?
Sometimes it's their first time here, dude. A lot of them it is.
A lot of repeat questions?
No, but it's just, like, well, how excited are you for the playoffs?
I
It might snow. What do you think?
I could do without how excited are you?
What have you seen from the Texans defense? What do you think you guys have to do? Like, there's a handful of questions that are pertinent. And then at a certain point, it's like, these guys are trying to get ready for practice. I've got players like pushing me out of the way, trying to get in there.
As a media guy, that's not part of my mindset going in is, I know you have to practice. You're talking or you're not talking. You have 45 minutes. You got to be in the locker room.
But I think that there should be respectful,
but the question should be good. I agree with you on questions.
And I haven't asked a question yet. How do you feel today?
How do you feel? That's not a question.
I mean, that
how
literally
excited are you? Not a question.
One of the questions. How are you feeling, Ramondre? Great.
Divisional round, huh?
Anyway, sorry, that's my brief rant.
Not happy with the media.
No, it was just like we just kept going, and of course you're like, you're holding a position.
It's tough.
And they're like, and you think you're done, and you're like,
you have to train for it. You really do. Like, you need to be doing Pilates 3 times a week in some of the situations.
Wait till we get to Santa Clara.
Yeah.
You think this amount of media is throwing you for a loop?
Paul's like, that's cute.
Oh yeah, when you get to that day where it's like the whole room is, each player has his own table, and they just sit there. The number of questions that get asked over and over.
Sorry if you've already been asked this. We'll get over there earlier if you got to ask this question.
I'll explain it to you. Uncle Paul will hold court. I'll tell you how it's done at the Super Bowl. But they're all in the room for a certain amount of time, all at the same time. They can't leave. So it's not like, Ramondre talked as soon as the locker room opened, but Diggs didn't get there until the locker room closed.
They're all there.
You had a chance to get both of them. You have to go to Ramondre and get your questions in. Now you're going to go to Diggs. Well, someone else already went to Diggs, so inevitably you are going to ask him a question he's already answered. And that's why a lot of times people say, I'm sorry if you've already answered this.
But I have to ask you.
But it's not like he screwed up by not getting it.
You know what they should have at each station?
Yeah.
They should have a touch screen that in AI, it immediately transcribes every question. So before you ask, you can scroll and see if your question was asked before you
get your quote, download it, type in your email, it'll send you the whole transcript.
That would really send Mike over the edge, because then the TV guys would still have to ask it because they
need it
him.
on their camera.
They need it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, real quick,
Every
just
podium
maybe
has a
this video of him
fixated
asking.
camera.
but just to run down, talked to Keyshawn Booty. Talked a little bit about their corners, how physical they are. He said he likes it. I
Tell
feel like
him
I'm
I
physical
tabbed him
too.
as the X
Tabbed
factor
Booty.
in this game.
I did, and
You
he
didn't
said,
get any of my stuff
He said,
in.
"Who's Paul?"
That is true. I've never spoken to Keyshawn.
But
not
Tonga
a single
talk,
time.
yeah,
He's
Tonga
quiet,
talk.
he's shy.
Tonga excited to get back out there. Jalen Hawkins, he asked about Nico Collins not playing. He highlighted. I love when they talk about just their numbers because they've been. They still got 21 and 14. Rattling off those. So, but otherwise, no, good energy again in the locker room today. And they had to rein it in a little bit though. Some people that weren't here yesterday trying to go back to Will Campbell, trying to and also Gonzalez still, nobody could talk to him. He's off limits. As
Okay,
well.
good.
So there you go.
All right. Eye on Evan.
Man, it was tough because I was buried.
I'm going to ask the question.
It's really.
I know, but I'm
don't
so
even
lost.
So
know.
have somebody else watch him and then report back to you.
But a lot of times I just walk by him and he's just, kind of like scoping. Actually, I do have one piece of eye on Evan now. He was talking to Morgan Moses.
Okay.
That was one that he's
Morgan.
maybe getting some intel on those pass
Captain
rushers.
Morgan.
What are you seeing from them? So, yeah.
Okay.
Thursday.
All right. It's that time of the week. We've got 4 games to pick. But before we do that, how did we do last week?
So, really impressive week for Fred. But everybody, Mike, Alex, Evan, Fred, 5-1 overall. Paul, 4-2.
What was the difference? What was the game you picked?
I picked, I believe,
Philly.
Jacksonville. I picked Jacksonville and Philly. Those are my two losses.
Jacksonville was
so
my
maybe you
miss.
guys had San Francisco.
I had Jacksonville.
I think we all had Jacksonville.
With the spread, Mike, Alex, Evan, Paul, all 4-2. Freddie Fields, 6-0.
Wow.
No, Fred.
5-1 overall, 6-0 with the spread.
Sniff.
I'm glad I'm not as good as him because then I'd be like thinking I'm just leaving money left and
I
right on
know.
the table. I
I
could
know.
have just made
You
a
might get
commitment.
yourself
I
into
put money,
trouble.
I'd
That's
lose.
too tempting.
Forget it. Forget it. Yeah.
So that was an impressive week, Freddie.
Good.
Wild card weekend, 6-0.
It's the playoffs.
And it's not like everything went according to Hoyle.
Yeah.
You got 6 seeds advancing, 5 seeds advancing.
It's the playoffs.
It's just funny that both conferences, it's 1, 2, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Play it. Play the lottery.
Stupid 3 and 4 seeds.
All right. Let's get into it because we got to hurry. Saturday at 4:30 on CBS. It's the Bills at 12-5. Do records really matter at this point, though? Against the Broncos at 14-3.
Everyone's 1-0.
Broncos by 1.5.
I'm excited to watch this game. I'm thinking about making a plan, maybe, perhaps. Go to a bar, maybe.
Mike, you want to hang out?
Something. Go to yeah. How
Why
about
don't you come up to the North Shore?
You want to come drive up to the port? I'm torn on this game because I respect Josh Allen and what he did last week and continues to do every week, where he's just leaving it out on the field. And I think last week I made the mistake of saying I don't think he can do it anymore. I'm going to take Jacksonville. I'm not going to do that this week. I'm going to say it's a Buffalo win on the road, and the Patriots will go into Sunday with a chance, if they win, to host an AFC championship.
Here's where the long pauses come.
Yep. Oh, yeah. A lot of thought.
This is the only
There
one
might
I'm
be a hair
really
flick
just.
coming
My
at some point.
brain is in a pretzel over.
She's really just thinking about what
Bills.
outfit she's going to wear.
Okay, real
Be
quick.
snowing. I
You
might need
said
boots.
the reason I'm not spending. You said I put too much thought into my outfits, and that's why I'm not buying new ones anymore. It's that I'm spending too much money. I put no thoughts into the outfits. They come to me. I don't have enough money to keep buying clothes. Anyways, Bills.
Touched the nerve there, Freddie.
Yeah.
Bills.
It might be snowing too. You should probably wear boots.
And then
I'm gonna wear my ski outfit. You guys were ripping on me in the post-game show last week.
Oh, yeah.
Number
If
of
you're not
reasons.
here, you get ripped on.
My outfits, the OnlyFans thing.
Did you ever see what happens
Yeah,
when I go?
by the way, what's that all about? This
Oh,
guy
man.
with the porno sites reaching out to you?
It's not necessarily porno.
The billionaire founder of one of the most successful private companies in
Yeah.
history is
About
a fan
sex.
of our show.
Yeah. But
He's a
why is he
listener.
reaching out to you?
To say he loves Unfiltered and he's a Pats fan.
But why
Go
you?
Pats.
Why not me?
Maybe I don't know. I might be
you know he
easier to
wasn't
reach.
interested in you,
No,
Fred.
you know who
Freddie
he-
Fields.
yeah, you know
that's
who
a
he
good,
wants you to
that's a-
start your
that's
own
a good
account?
OnlyFans
No,
name.
he's been nothing but respectful.
You know, you
He's
can
just a
sell
Pats
your old
fan.
outfits there. People will buy them.
Sell my socks.
He's very intrigued by this
Especially
one we
what
call
you-
no socks.
Wait till the Wait till the preseason when it's really hot, and then you can sell your clothes and they're all sweaty.
With
and
your DNA.
You'll make double. You'll make double, Alex.
Hey, if my dad didn't love me very much, I'd already go down that road.
Oh.
What are those training camp
When
staff
the money
shirts?
starts rolling in,
You guys,
they
they
might be like, okay,
the money is lucrative.
So I am going to be on an island, I think, and I'm going to take Denver. I have tons of respect, as you guys all know, for Josh Allen. I think this is asking too much. I think the guys beat to crap. They were about a quarter and a half into that game on Sunday, and he just was dealing with 4 or 5 different things. It's only going to get worse in Denver. I think the Broncos have enough to get by.
Paul, you are not on an island. I'm with you. I don't think what Josh has been doing is sustainable. And, I think you go to Denver. I think they do have a good defense. It's not as great as I think Houston's is.
It's not.
But I think at home, they're good enough, and I think they'll beat the crap out of Josh Allen again. And I just don't think it's sustainable. So I like the Broncos to win this game.
I am rooting for Buffalo, though. It'd be nice to have another AFC Championship game at home.
That'd be cool. That's
Yeah,
one of my life dreams.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I know I don't want it to.
I want the Bills to win,
disagree.
but Broncos are going to win this game. So if we win, which I think we will, we're going to be going to Denver. All right, Saturday night at 8 o'clock on Fox, it's the 49ers traveling to Seattle.
Seattle by 7.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think the Seahawks have earned that. I really do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to take the Seahawks to win, but I'm going to take those points for the LAR. That seems really close to me.
Well, they're playing San Francisco, so.
Oh, sorry.
Taking the points for the team that's not playing in the game is why you ended up 50 games under 500.
See, I didn't
We'd give you 2 wins if you got
I
that
didn't
one.
print my sheet. I'm writing it down, and I wrote it wrong, and therefore I made the wrong decision.
The sheet that you use has to be updated. It's not good.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. I'm trying to freestyle it here, and I messed it up. So in that case, San Francisco. I'm still going to do it though. I mean, the point stands. Division game, playoff. I think even though they're banged up, San Francisco will give them a game. But I like Seattle to win.
I like Seattle to win. I like San Francisco to cover. Maybe it's because bias of how their game just played out the other week, but just too many injuries for San Francisco.
That's why I'm going
Way
to take
too many.
Seattle too. Is the bias
It's like commendable what they've
that
done.
game that we just saw. Seattle really manhandled them. I got to be honest though, I don't trust Sam Darnold in this spot. I'm going to take the Seahawks to win the game. I'll take the points. I think San Francisco easily could win this game outright. But I'm not going to take it because I'm a chicken.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
The Sam Darnold factor is real, but I am going to take the Seahawks both ways. I think they win, and I think they cover. I think the league may not want it, but Seahawks will be in the Super Bowl. No, actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to go back on that. They're not going to be in the Super Bowl.
And what would the league care?
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to get their ratings
Whatever.
no matter what.
I was going to say
They
they're
don't
going to
care.
tell us that it's a record anyway.
Right. All right. Now we're going to skip over the Patriots on Sunday, and we're going to go to 6:30 on Sunday. Probably we'll start a little later than that. But it's the Rams at Chicago.
Rams by 3.5.
Whew.
No respect for the Bears.
None. For the Bears.
None.
Yeah, I'm going to take the LAR, and I'm going to lay the points. I think Caleb Williams is very good, but he's going to need a complete game, and I'm not sure he's got it in him yet.
Rams.
Yeah, I would say if the Bears are going to cover, they're going to win outright, and I don't think that they will. I think the Rams will have enough. I think Stafford's hand was a big part of that sort of second half malaise that they had. He says it's Stafford's says that his hand is feeling much better. I'll take the Rams.
The Rams are favored by 3, right?
3.5.
3.5, right. I thought, yeah, it's the Bears. Bears win this game.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Upset lock of the week.
I've already said it. The destiny is Patriots-Bears Super Bowl.
Oh, is that why you just walked back Seattle?
Yeah, right. I forgot about my
I understand
destiny.
now.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty excited about that, Bears. I was just talking to Aaron.
I think the Bears low-key stink.
They play well in spurts.
I watched their defense play, and they look like they'd never played defense before.
I love when Paul says low key.
Except
Yeah,
that the
Matthew
because
Stafford's gonna light
they
him
can't
up.
say that they just can't. They're not any good. I mean, they're in the divisional round and they've won a lot of games. And I think Caleb Williams is terrific. And when the games are on
Perfect
the
usage.
line,
Perfect usage of the phrase.
low key.
They stink.
All right.
So my grandfather would just taken the cigar out of his mouth and said, "He stinks."
All right. Now we go back to Sunday at 3. It's the Texans at the Patriots.
So the most recent thing now is Patriots by 3.
Okay.
This morning, I'm telling you, when I let out my sheet, it was 3.5.
Let's go with 3.5
But it's-
so there's no push.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's make up a spread so there's no push.
3.5.
Yeah, I believe the Patriots will win this one. I think they're going to get maybe a defensive score, maybe a punt return score, maybe a kickoff return, like into their territory kind of thing. Like one of those
We haven't
plays.
had that in the playoffs
Yeah,
yet.
it sets it up a little bit, helps Drake May and the offense put some points on the board. They stay ahead through the game, kind of keep their defense from making game-changing plays. I'm going to stick with what I said on Monday. Patriots 23, Texans 17.
Patriots 24. Texans 17. I think that's what I had Monday too.
You really think they're going to have one more point?
Yeah, I see it very similar to everybody. I'm going to say 23-20. They could be a real defensive-minded game.
hate that.
And I just think I'm going with Drake May. I think he'll make more plays because he's a better player than C.J. Stroud. And if it has to come down to the quarterbacks, which it often does, there's no comparison to me. I have to take Drake May.
Yeah. I think the Patriots are the better team. And it just comes down to who executes. You know, the stage gets bigger every time. It's the first time for Drake May. But I don't think Stroud is that playoff hardened yet either. I like the Patriots 27-20 to win this game. So Houston doesn't have the offensive game like they had last week, but they'll play better. It'll be a cleaner game for them. I agree with you, Deuce. There might be some special team, some defensive score, something that's out of the, not just straight offensive points.
Yeah.
But I like the Patriots 27-20, and we're on our way to Denver to play the Broncos.
Of course they're playing there, right?
And that's the other thing.
Did they even have the
doesn't
best
matter.
record?
Full circle. I need
It doesn't matter. Even like somehow they were going to get Denver playing in the
Oh
AFC
my
Championship
God, I
in Denver.
need it.
That's-
I need this to happen.
I just want a video of Fred walking into the stadium, looking around and being like,
of
course.
Yeah.
How is
Listen,
it that they're not
We'd
in
have
our
to make a
division?
whole
We have to
video.
play here every year twice.
I like the city of Denver. It's a fun city. Larimer Street or whatever that street is. It's a nice little poor man's Newberry Street.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that. I love this subtle shot.
Normal man's Newberry Street.
Yeah. If you can walk over the homeless people. All right.
Where do we get to the Super Bowl for that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be it. Pre-game show starts at
1:45.
Thanks, Mike.
1:45 on Sunday. It'll be a big one. And then, of course, right after the show, the post-game show. We're going to do this, folks. We're going to do it. Don't worry. We're going to do it. We'll see you next Tuesday after we do.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.